From Brooklyn Center, it's 12 Sports coverage of high school football. Night number 2 here on Channel 12 Sports. Welcome, everybody. I'm Joe Molina along with James Fassett. An exciting game here tonight. Two teams starting off their season on a little bit different paths. Blake Bears come into this game obviously being 0-0, but a fourth year of a turnaround plan, and they're looking to get better right now, thinking that this is their best team, best offensive line, and their best running back situation under head coach John Cota.
Exactly. I'm sure Blake, returning a lot of strong players, especially running back Marcus Berg, who ran for over 1,200 yards last year, looking to have a strong senior campaign.
And Blake thinks this is going to be their best team and one of the best teams that they have to contend in the Tri-Metro Conference. And it all starts with the depth. They've had a lot more players to their roster in the last couple of years, and that's what's really going to pay off here tonight. Brooklyn Center, on the contrast, is in year number 1 of a turnaround plan under head coach Willie Finley. And for Coach Finley, his challenge is a numbers game as well. But one thing they bring in here, they might not have the numbers they want eventually down the line, but they have a new energy, and that's what a new coaching staff brings.
Exactly. A new coaching staff brings a lot of energy and a new excitement for a program who probably hasn't been very good over the last couple of years, but it brings hope and it brings a new season of, if anything can happen.
All right, now you've been a coach before in high school sports. That first game jitters, what are these players and coaches going through here tonight as we begin the season?
Well, coaches first off, especially on the Blake side of things, they're just looking to get better and grow, as you mentioned, and the Brooklyn Center side, I think they're really looking to see who can play and who can't. They've gone through 2-a-days, they've gone through summer workouts, scrimmages. Now it's Friday Night Lights, and their time to see who can play and who can't. From a from a player's perspective, first game jitters is always fun. You finally get to hit the other team, and you don't have to hit yourself anymore.
Right, and that's what we're going to do here in just moments as Blake and Brooklyn Center kick it off in just moments here on 12 Sports.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winnicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
And welcome back to Brooklyn Center High School, kicking off the 2013 football season for these two squads. A lot of other teams began their play last night, and then of course there was even some games in week 0 a week ago. But here we are, Channel 12 Sports, second game of the year. Our first game had Anoka knocking off Park Center. And tonight we have the Tri-Metro Conference under focus. It's Brooklyn Center kicking off to the Blake Bears. Brooklyn Center in the all-purple uniforms and Blake in the all-white. Blake, a private school located just west of Minneapolis and Hopkins. Brooklyn Center, small little independent school district here. The numbers coming out for football very similar, but obviously two very different schools. That's kind of one of the interesting dynamics in tonight's football game as the Centaurs get ready to kick off to Blake. And kicking is Davia Gabor, check that, Danny Tukar for Brooklyn Center. The left-footed kick bounces down, rolls it inside the 20-yard line where it's finally scooped up by the Bears. And nice little return there, squirming past the 30-yard line. On the return was Devin Nevels. And that's where the Bears will take over opening possession of the 2013 season.
Bears will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
New quarterback this year for Blake. Not a single statistic in the books. His first year coming up for football. It's John Veal running the offense for the Bears. Number 13, senior quarterback, comes out under center with Marcus Berg, the lone back in the backfield. They send one wide receiver in motion, and they pitch it to Berg. Berg gets some penetration on the outside, cuts it back, and then it's taken down near the line of scrimmage. Good defensive effort there by the Centaurs as they closed in on a hurry. Patrick Wrightsma, one of the players there for Brooklyn Center on the tackle.
Blake starts out exactly how we figured they would, starting out with Berg their season, but the Centaurs did a great job of containing and forcing him back inside to their coverage so they could get a good tackle.
Penalty flag on the play, looking to see who this is on yet. They still have not marked off any yardage, and it's going to be an illegal procedure on Blake, so that play will go for nothing. It won't count as they'll go back 5 yards. It's actually a holding penalty. No, it's holding penalty, 10-yard penalty. Good news for the Centaurs as they really back up the Bears here now, back to the 21-yard line.
Exactly. So now we got 2nd and long. I'm sure not where Blake wanted to be at this point already.
First penalty of the game on the Bears. Now Veal hands off to Berg, who goes left side, gets a decent amount of running room up that left side. It's tackled down after about a 4-yard gain on that carry as he crosses the 25-yard line.
Hit a hole, yes, off to the left. So it'll be interesting to see where Berg likes to run. If he's a right side runner, left side runner, I guess it depends on the strengths of their offensive line.
There's their head coach, John Cota, in his 4th year. Was a great quarterback himself. Started off as a D1 quarterback and then ended up transferring and then broke all kinds of records at the D3 level. Excellent quarterback. His dad, college football coach. As they fumble the snap there, Veal gets on his own fumble though. And the Bears will go back 1 yard, losing a yard on that, bringing up a long 3rd down situation now.
Long 3rd down. Yeah, it's again, it's first game jitters, like you said. The quarterback Veal, his first game out. He'll have to iron out some of those things.
Veal out of shotgun now in the pistol formation. 3rd down and 16 to go at the Blake 25-yard line. High snap handled by Veal. Play action fake, rolls to his right. Buys some running room, then throws it up, and it's caught inbounds for a 1st down reception. Great job going up and getting that football by William Beam for Blake. Bean, 6 foot, 145-pound freshman wide receiver, gets the 1st down reception.
Exactly, great job by Veal getting out of the pocket and giving himself some room to throw. There was pressure, but he did get a nice ball off down the field for a good 1st down.
A 27-yard gain there for Bean on Veal. Veal's first ever high school throw is a completion for a big 1st down pickup as Blake crosses midfield. From the Brooklyn Center 48-yard line out of the I formation, handoff goes to Berg, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, spins off another one at the linebacker level, and finally gets ripped down at the 41-yard line. Berg picks up about 9 on that carry.
Berg very strong back, and as you can see, his legs just never stopped. His legs kept going and going and going, and if Brooklyn Center is going to continue to arm tackle, could be a long night for them.
Second down is short now. Berg, his best carry of the night, seeing some of that explosiveness that made him a 1,200-yard back a year ago, 1,000-yard back as a sophomore in his 3rd season now at the top running back spot for Blake. Now they hand it off, counterplay left side. Not a lot of pressure up front, across the line of scrimmage. He goes across the 30, inside the 25, knocked out at the 20-yard line. Gain of 21 right there, and boy, there was some great blocking up front there by Blake, but we do have a flag on the play.
Was some good blocking there. They ran finally some counter action, a little bit different, but it's still going left. So it looks like, their stronger side of the line is running left.
And it's actually a block in the back on the Bears. This one will come back here after a huge pickup Berg, you can see right there, he gets to the second level untouched. Nice little stiff arm to get away from the tackle from Jason Bartow. But that penalty came downfield, so it doesn't move him back too far. It actually brings him back to the line of scrimmage after the yardage is counted off. So it's almost like a redo as we go 2nd down and 1 once again.
2nd down and 1. Let's see what they have dialed up. Usually these are long play situations.
They will go out of the pistol formation again. Veal.
Little trips left, maybe.
Berg behind him. Pitches it left side to Berg. And Berg gets to the outside around containment because he got a nice block on the outside. Bartow wasn't able to shake him. And Berg picks up the 1st down on a 6-yard pickup.
So we had out of the pistol, they went with the sweep to the strong side of the formation and just got upfield and got the 1st down.
1st and 10 Bears, the Brooklyn Center. 34 yards.
Good block by the wide receiver on the outside right there for Blake, freeing him up for that 1st down. Devin Neville's getting that block on Bartow. Now Blake comes out in the I formation. 1 receiver to each side, a tight end on the right-hand side. Veal under center. Hands it off to the fullback. Big hole up the middle. And another 1st down for Blake as rumbling forward on that carry was Oliver Cornelius Knudsen. Cornelius Knudsen will pick up 16 on that pickup.
Yep, they just, Blake kind of switched it up and went with the quick hitter and caught the defensive lineman of Brooklyn Center off guard a little bit. Great play on 1st down, gets him now, close to red zone territory.
3rd 1st down of the drive for the Bears. Out of the pistol once again. It's Veal. Veal back to pass, looking right side. Up for grabs, play, and the defender goes down, and a touchdown for the Bears. William Bean, 2nd reception of the game. This one a 20-yarder. 2 throws for Veal, 2 catches, 2 receptions, and a touchdown on top.
Great pass again. Out of 1st down in the red zone, out of the pistol, drops back and throws one up. Sees man-to-man coverage on the outside. Was some questionable contact there, but at some point you gotta let him play.
Blake on to attempt the extra point. It will be Cornelius Knudsen, the kicker, and the holder will be John Veal. Low snap, Veal handles it, and Knudsen gets the kick up and through the uprights for the extra point. So Blake takes an early 7-0 lead. Not a perfect drive as they had 2 10-yard penalties, but the passing game more than made up for it.
Exactly. You see the replay there on the touchdown, going up top again, some contact. But I think, the first game of the year has got to go out and play. And I think, from Blake, I bet you that's what their offense is going to look like a lot. A heavy dose of Marcus Berg running the ball, and then with a shot every once in a while of Veal throwing it up top. So
yeah, you saw Bean kind of look around. He was unsure of. It's almost like he expected to see the yellow penalty flag on the field after his cornerback Zhang went down and the way he did, but penalty not called, and a touchdown is good. Veal 2 for 2 on that drive, 47 yards through the air on his first drive as the quarterback of the Blake Bears. Not so bad. Now it'll be Cornelius Knudsen kicking off to Brooklyn Center, back to return. Kona Livingston, as Livingston will catch this one at the 6-yard line. Heads up the middle. Couple stutter steps before he finds a couple of blocks near the 20. Gets back to the 20-yard line after backtracking a bit, and that's right where he'll be tackled. Well, he didn't get north and south very well.
No, he didn't. And actually, I'm sure Coach Finley will talk to him. And there was a hole up the middle. If he would have hit it. And I'm sure, as many special team coaches talk about, you hit the hole and you go north and south. So now, Brooklyn Center will start out on offense and see what they come out and see if they can answer back.
We're going to have an official's timeout now. The humidity has been pretty unbearable this week. Now, fortunately for these two teams, we have a little bit of a letdown here tonight. It's a very hot night, but it's just been much better than what it has been in previous days here. We have a little bit of a breeze here tonight, so that helps, and we got some shade cover over this football field. But nonetheless, official water breaks will be commonplace here tonight. and that's what we're having right now. Another thing that probably will be commonplace, unfortunately, as it is always in week one, especially when you see teams going both ways the way these two teams do, multiple players on each side of the sidelines playing offense and defense here tonight. We're going to see a lot of cramps, I imagine, here later in the night, and I hope that is not true, but that seems to be the way things work out in week one. The Centaurs come out on offense, first possession. Chester Whaley, the starting sophomore quarterback. Usually when you have a sophomore quarterback, you don't have too much experience, but Whaley finds himself in a leadership role on this team. A lot of playing time as a freshman and a lot of snaps at that quarterback spot as he comes out in the shotgun with Bartow to his left, the tailback for Brooklyn Center. Whaley throws on first down, and it's caught on the near side by Rashawn Graves. Graves gets upfield after making that reception across the 25-yard line, tackled near the 27 for a gain of 7.
For gain of 7, great start for the Centaurs. A nice little easy throw. Looked like, could have been a little communication issue there with the receivers in the same area, but number 4 does come down with it and take it upfield for a little gain.
Whaley under center now, I formation. Bartle, the deep back, gets the handoff right side, and he's met there at the line of scrimmage. Really unblocked there to make that tackle. Robert Dworsky, the linebacker for the Bears, makes that tackle at the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up a short third down.
Look there, looked like the line did a pretty good job on the D-line of the Bears, but the linebackers did fill and make the play.
Third down and 1 as they actually kind of gave Bartow about a yard on that carry. Third down and 1, trips left. Whaley back to pass and throws this one way over the head of his receiver. Might have even been backwards, and indeed it is. They're going to lose yardage on this one because the pass actually went backwards and out of bounds at the 23-yard line. They're going to lose 6 yards in that play.
They're going to lose, yeah. I think it was a good play call, looking for a screen out of the trip side. But sometimes for young quarterbacks, new quarterbacks, that can be a tough throw to make.
Well, Whaley wanted to put some heat on it and just kind of let it sail a little bit. The punt team will be coming on for the Centaurs now as, after a nice pickup on first down, picking up 6-7 yards, they're unable to convert their first down of the game. So unfortunately for the Brooklyn Center Centaurs, the punt team is on, and that man's Danny Tukar in to kick the ball away for Brooklyn Center. Gets the low snap, able to handle it. The left-footed kick bounces down at the 46-yard line, takes a backward bounce, and that's where Jason Bartow will down it for the Centaurs. So the Blake Bears, a very short field for a team that just traveled 69 yards to score its first touchdown of the game. Now a short field for this Bears offense.
Yep, exactly. And with Brooklyn Center having a lot of two-way players, it's hard to maybe regroup and talk about what's going on defensively. So hopefully the coaches will be able to relay some things to them that they saw in a lot of the running game of Marcus Berg and see if they can make some stops here and slow the Bears down.
Ball at the Brooklyn Center 46-yard line. Handoff goes to the deep back Berg. Gets a good push to the line of scrimmage, spins out of a tackle, and falls forward for a 9-yard gain on first down.
Great gain on first down. It looks like the bigs up front for the Bears are really doing their job and open some holes. And Mr. Berg does keep his legs going and gets a good gain.
Coach Cota for the Bears thinks this is his best offensive line he's had in his 4 years. Not a bad timing to have your best offensive line and your best running back. Handoff goes to the fullback now. And a nice gain right there by the fullback, Cornelius Knutson. He got to the outside, sprung it to the outside, finally tackled there by Beasley. But he does pick enough up for the first down.
Exactly. And, it looks like Brooklyn Center's playing like a 3-4 style defense, so hopefully their linebackers are athletic enough to fill these holes and slow this running game down.
First down and 10 now from the Brooklyn Center, 31-yard line for the Bears. Veal under center, Berg deep, lone back in the backfield. Gets the pitch left side. Berg gets out of one tackle in the backfield, springs forward with a big burst of speed, across the first down marker, deep into Brooklyn Center territory, inside the 20, down to the 19 for a pickup of 13 yards.
A good pickup again. It was a sweep to the left with a lot of Berg, and actually Brooklyn Center ends did a good job of turning the play back inside, but he was able to find a hole and get through for the first down.
Veal under center now, I formation, Berg the deep back behind Cornelius Knudsen. And that time he's met at the line of scrimmage. Great defensive penetration there by Tyree Joliffe, as Joliffe meets him at the line of scrimmage for a tackle and a no gain.
He stays low, that's it, and I'm sure that's what their defensive coach has been saying. If you're getting pushed back, just drop down and make a pile, and looks like that's what the defensive end did there, drop down and was able to make a play at the line of scrimmage.
One receiver to each side now, I formation, Veal under center on 2nd down and 10. Under 4:40 to go here in the opening quarter. Blake leads 7-0. Veal hands it off to Berg now on a blast play to the right side. He gets knocked off his feet by Joliffe, but a pretty good gain before that hit. But Joliffe gets another tackle. They're really low in the boom.
Exactly. He's getting upfield and causing some havoc there.
Pickup of 7 brings up 3rd and 3.
7-yard gain there for Berg. Is already 7 carries, 48 yards for the senior running back from Blake. Averaged 150 yards per game a year ago for the Bears. Once again out of the I, 3rd down and 3. Handoff goes right up the middle to Berg. Huge hole again, gets off a tackle of Joliffe, then gets stood up there by Brett Lesarge. Lesarge finally tackles him with some help from the secondary, but again, enough for a first down for Blake as they picked up 5 when they needed 3.
Great pursuit to the ball that time. They had multiple tacklers there at the ball and able to stop his forward motion. So good job. Now we're really deep in the red zone here, so Brooklyn Center is going to have to come up big.
Veal under center. Berg the lone back in the backfield. Fakes the pitch. He's going to run left on his own. Looks like it's a running play all the way. He gets the corner and runs out of bounds near the line of scrimmage. Centaurs weren't able to contain him, but they got him deep enough in the backfield that he had enough yardage to make up for it. Jediah Jones couldn't catch him, the defensive end for Brooklyn Center, but he did eventually force him out of bounds.
Yep, exactly. It was designed run all the way. He did fake the sweep, but they did force him long, but he was able to turn the corner and get upfield.
2nd and goal now for the Bears from the BC 7-yard line. Veal in the pistol formation with Berg right behind him. Fakes the hand after Berg, rolls to his right, throws, hits his tight end at the 2-yard line where he's quickly tackled. A nice play there on the reception was James Ring. Quick tackle made by Chester Whaley on the play.
A great catch there by the tight end. Use his hands.
Conan Livingston making that tackle. I want to give the proper credit. Livingston making a nice play.
Exactly, it's a great play, and and we're seeing in the red zone. Looks like Brooklyn's. I mean, the Bears are going to shotgun. They're spreading it out because they're seeing the man coverage, and so they're taking advantage of man coverage. Now they're in a pro set I.
Veal under center. Brooklyn Center showing some blitz up the middle. And they give it right side to Berg, and he just trots into the end zone easily and untouched. That line of scrimmage really being dominated by the Bears now as they take a 13-0 lead pending an extra point.
Exactly. It gets tough, for Brooklyn Center down that close to the goal line with Berg down there. It's almost going to be a given probably most of the night. So they're going to have to kind of figure out and, further down the field how to get them stopped.
Cornelius Knudsen on to attempt the 2nd extra point of the game, and this one again right down the middle, and it's good. 14-0 Blake now as they finish off another drive, take advantage of that short field, and look at here, a job well done by that offensive line. They get the double team up front, and a big hole opened up.
Exactly. We did, 54 did come in on a blitz, but he looked like he chose the wrong gap and was able to get up in the hole. So now Brooklyn Center just needs to regroup, come together. Although they're down 2 touchdowns, don't worry about the score and just get out and play hard.
Offensive line for Blake doing a good job there. Noah Smith, Jake Hoops, Pierce Carlson, and Peter Engel up front leading the way for the Blake Bears. Once again, perfect on the night so far. 3 for 3 from the quarterback for Veal. Hasn't thrown an incompletion. 52 yards through the air. So when they've had to put it in the air, they've done okay as well. This ball gets kicked out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
All right, so now Brooklyn Center will start on its 20. See what they do. You know, last possession they came out with a good play on first down and then stalled a little bit. So hopefully they were able to put some things together and see what they can do here. Again, it's it's on the coaching staff. You're working with young kids. You got to keep them in the game. So hopefully, they have some success on offense here.
Yeah. Tough as an offense. You've only ran 3 plays and you find yourselves down 14-0. That can be discouraging. So Centaurs trying to stay positive here. We go I formation. And Whaley pitches it to the deep back Bardo. A lot of penetration up front, but he cuts back nicely. He gets across the 25-yard line, gets tackled near the 29. A nice pickup of 8 or 9 yards. We'll give him 8 on that first down carry.
Yeah, great job there. See, there's a good play, sweep to the right. Brooklyn Center allowing their athletes to get out on the edge and make plays. That's what they need to do to hopefully have some success.
Whaley with Bardo as lone back in the backfield, trips right to the near side of the field, trips left rather. Whaley under center, back to pass. They're gonna run that screen play, and again, having trouble connecting. This one they say it wasn't backwards. It slipped through the hands of Beasley. What they're trying to do is get Beasley the ball in open space. They're just not able to accomplish that right now. Beasley frustrated with himself that he didn't make that catch, but timing not there right now between Whaley and his receivers.
No, and again, those screen plays, as I mentioned, are tough passes to throw and catch. You got to make sure you secure the ball before you get upfield. And there is space because the defense of Blake is playing off a little bit. They're not playing a tight man.
Brooklyn Center trying to make that good first down pickup not go to waste here as they have a short third down and a long yard. Whaley out of shotgun. Some pressure, throws it across the middle, and there's the catch made, but we have some flags on the play. 2 different penalties maybe on this play, so we'll see if it's on Blake. Brooklyn Center will happily decline, but right now we're kind of waiting in the balance to figure out what's going on here. Big first down pickup, though.
Yeah, great first down pickup. Look, good throw and catch there. Quarterback got it back. Nice slant post route in the middle there, and the receiver just went and got it again, caught it with his hands, and was able to hang on, being taken to the ground.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, called on Blake. This is going to be a legal alignment downfield. They offset, and we have to redo third down. Well, that's unfortunate right there.
It is. So again, we have a late hit on the quarterback, and then we have somebody downfield on Brooklyn Center. But again, a good play. Hopefully they can come back to that and connect that again.
Third down and 1, a good running situation for Brooklyn Center where they've been able to run the football early here, but went to the air once again, picked it up. But let's see what they do here on the second opportunity on third down and 1. This time handoff goes right side to Bardo, gets to the line of scrimmage. Good job moving his feet. He's going to pick up the first down with that second effort, a pickup of 2 yards by Barto.
Good inside zone play there for Bardo, and again, he was met at the line, but after that first contact, he was able to keep his feet churning and moving, and he was able to get the first down. So great job and a great uplift there for Brooklyn Center.
First down of the game for the Centaurs and first down of the season. Small steps for Brooklyn Center. You got to feel good about the way they're moving the ball here. They're just kind of only stopping themselves. Whaley gets the Gets a long snap. Boy, he was on his third read there. They're going to call this one incomplete. Graves came back to the football, but trapped it, unfortunately. But Whaley really worked his receivers there. That was his third progression as he came back from left to right there. And now this penalty is going to be on the Centaurs, so that'll move Brooklyn Center back.
Moving back again. I think with this line and the way Blake is coming hard, it's awfully tough. I think the Brooklyn Center passing game, they need to really get the ball out quickly. And Whaley does have a good arm. He's shown it a couple times, but just unfortunately got a couple holds there.
Holding penalty on the Centaurs, move it back 10 yards. Rashawn Graves has shown pretty good hands from that receiver spot. He steps out of the game on this next play, but boy, he's even on that trap right there, he showed a pretty good opportunity to come up with the football.
He did.
So 1st and 20 now on that penalty. And Whaley comes out under center with Bartow, the deep back. Fakes the handoff. Now a reverse give to the left side. The Bears were not fooled. They snuff it out pretty good. Able to get across the 20-yard line was Tyrell Beasley, as Beasley had really no running room there and no chance as the Bears stayed at home and did not fall for the reverse.
That's exactly. Had a good fake dive inside there, and then you got their strong running back coming out wide. But again, like you say, Blake saw it and was able to keep contained.
A pickup of 1 yard for Beasley, who they've tried to get the ball in his hands a couple of different ways, and that time able to see a little bit what he could do there just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Offset eye now. Beasley the fullback and Bartow the deep back. Fake pitch, Willie guys the tight end wide open down the middle, but they're not able to connect. Boy, that play was there. Alex Houghton, 6'2", 185-pound tight end, open across the middle. Whaley's pass maybe a little bit too high. And Whaley seems to get a little excited sometimes, I think, when he gets the open receiver. That ball sailed on him a little bit, somewhat similar to the previous screenplay he tried to run.
Previous screenplay, exactly. And I think, one thing the offensive coaches will talk to Brooklyn Center receivers about is running through their routes. I see a lot of them stopping on their routes or jogging their routes. And in order to have an effective passing game, you need your receivers really running through their routes and getting to the ball.
If that ball had been thrown a little bit better, Houghton might have been guilty of alligator arms, but I don't know if that one was catchable. He looked like he was looking for the safety too. Whaley under all kinds of pressure now, didn't have a chance there. Blake brought a stunt plus a little linebacker blitz. They brought 5, and the 5 protecting him couldn't get the job done, as Whaley was under duress right from the get-go.
Yep, exactly. They just came at him. It was kind of a slow snap. It got to him kind of slow, and then he was in trouble from there.
Well, that's what happens when you get that holding penalty, though. Brooklyn Center gets its first down of the game. Then they get a holding penalty. Now you're in a 1st and 20 situation, and Blake really, as a defense, was running downhill at that point.
So now we have the officials talking. Okay, now we're looking at a 4th down here. I'm sure Brooklyn Center will punt. Looks like the quarter. Looks like the end of the quarter.
That'll do it for the first quarter. Blake leads Brooklyn Center 14-0. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back here on 12 Sports.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
Back at Brooklyn Center, opening night here tonight for the Centaurs and the Blake Bears, and Brooklyn Center punting deep inside its own territory. This is a high punt. Takes a Centaurs bounce, but only makes it up to the 44-yard line there, as they barely make it to where they had to get for a first down. So penalties and a big sack really brought the Centaurs back, and the field position battle has been much in favor of Blake since they scored on their opening drive. Blake took their first drive of the game, 69 yards for a touchdown. And since then, the Centaurs have got 2 possessions, both starting at their own 20-yard line and only accomplishing 1 first down. Blake, on the other hand, gets the ball on their second possession inside Brooklyn Center territory at the BC 46, and now this one here even deeper at the BC 44. Counter handoff goes to Berg on the right side. Big, huge hole there. Sprinting across the 40 all the way down to the 36-yard line where he's tackled for a gain of 8.
Yeah, that time it looked like Brooklyn Center came with a little pressure, and they had some people in the backfield, and they just couldn't find the ball, and Berg was able to get through and get a nice gain of about 7 or 8 yards to give him a second and about 3.
And off goes the fullback, Cornelius, and he gets the first down. Every time they've given the ball to him, he's got pretty big yards as well. He gets across the 30 down to the 26-yard line. A gain of 10 on that carry.
He has, Cornelius there. He's not your typical fullback, because normally in football you see your fullback probably a little bit bigger, but he's actually probably as fast as Berg. So he's able to squirt through on them quick handoffs. It looks like Brooklyn Center number 50 is getting in the backfield, causing some trouble in the backfield. He's just got to make a play back there, make a tackle.
7th first down of the game for Blake here. Early in the second quarter, under center, Veal hands off on the counter left side to Berg. Another big hole for Berg. Gets to the second tier, gets away from the safety. A nice little stiff arm on Beasley as he gets finally tackled down at the 5-yard line. Jason Bardo saving a touchdown on that tackle.
Exactly. He gets through, off the left side, a little counter action up front as well. And he's just coming through and seeing holes and avoiding runners and running people over and getting it into the red zone again.
Berg on 10 carries now has 82 yards and a touchdown as he's carving up this Brooklyn Center defense.
We got a flag, stops the play here.
It's going to be on Brooklyn Center.
Beyond Brooklyn Center, looks like too many men on the field.
Centaurs tried to sneak a 12th guy out there. One of those first game penalties you sometimes see, substitution errors. So first and goal now from the 2.5. Pistol formation for Veal. Fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. Tries to hit his tight end and almost got it picked off. Boy, that could have been a pick 6. Had Livingston come up with that interception, he was all over the tight end, as the intended receiver was James Ring.
Exactly. Brooklyn Center got some pressure. They weren't fooled by the fake handoff. And again, we got, Veal's first incompletion of the night was almost an interception going the other way.
That could have been a game changer right there.
Could have been a game. It's interesting in the red zone with Berg back there. The Bears go to a shotgun formation. Now they're back under center. You can probably pretty much tell what's going to come here.
Yeah, I think they feel like they could probably put the ball in the end zone any time with Berg. They're just trying to try some different plays out. But there goes Berg. But that time, he's right up the middle by big number 50. We've called his name quite a bit here tonight. Nice job in the backfield by Joliffe.
Tyree Joliffe, he's been getting in there, makes a play in there, wreaks some havoc. So good. He's, igniting them there in the red zone. So hopefully we can get another stop here. We got a 3rd and goal here.
Nose tackle for Brooklyn Center, giving that offensive line for Blake troubles. Loss of 2.5 on that carry.
So we'll come under center here again.
Veal under center, I formation, hands it off again to Berg, and he gets met in the backfield again. Great job by the Centaurs. Excellent penetration up the middle, and then coming around the outside to help finish it off was Robert Pickett.
Exactly, we had a good stop. Again, you had Joliffe right there making a pile, and then were able to get 33-75, and some other guys up there to finish it off. We got a timeout here by Blake. Going to figure out what to do. Are they going to kick it, or are they going to go ahead and go for it?
Well, I think that, there's some sense of pride here. They're already down to the 2.5 with first down. They want to put it in the end zone, but they've shown the kind of kicking game that could probably take the 3 points as well.
Exactly. So I'm sure, the coaches are going to just talk to their guys and say, hey, we're in the red zone, situation. We're up 2 touchdowns. Let's go ahead and finish it off.
Well, the benefit Blake has is if they don't get the touchdown, they're going to give the Centaurs the football at the 6 or something like that, and their defense has been pretty stingy here tonight, so they've got to figure they'll get the ball back in pretty good shape again, even if they don't score.
Even if they don't, yep. So
it's a little bit different when your defense is getting scored on as well. You probably want to take the 3 points and get out of there.
Yep, exactly. But here they can go for it and then still have the field position. Still win the field position battle.
9:02 to play in the second quarter. The Blake Bears have decided to go for it here on 4th down. First 4th down conversion attempt here for the Bears.
Spread pistol formation.
No surprise, Berg, the lone back in the backfield. High snap, fake handoff, and look at, he's under pressure. Still gets the throw off, and it's thrown underneath. Great pressure up the middle as the Centaurs brought the heat. Patrick Reitzma was in there.
85, Alex Houghton comes through hard, is diving at his ankles, forcing a bad throw, which was close to being intercepted because the Centaurs did dive for it, but probably better they didn't.
You got to be really proud of the small battles here won tonight. And if you're the Centaurs, sure, you gave up 14 earlier points, but how about that stand? 4 straight plays from inside your own 5-yard line, starting at the 2.5, moving back to the 6, and then get a 4th down stop. That's huge.
Exactly, so hopefully this can ignite their offense here.
Whaley under center, back to pass on 1st down. He's under pressure, steps up in the pocket, nice, gets out of 1 tackle and a 2nd, cuts back on a 3rd. He gets decked near the 7-yard line, or near the 12-yard line rather, by Cornelius Knutson, but after a big pickup from Whaley.
Yep, exactly. He was able to step up. It was a pass play. It looked like it started kind of awkwardly, but Blake got some penetration. He was able to step up and find a hole and get 6 yards out of the deal.
Chester Whaley, the sophomore quarterback, making some plays with his feet there as the pocket had collapsed. So far tonight on this night, Brooklyn Center has picked up over 6 yards on all of its 1st down plays, except for the one that they got a penalty on. They're doing a pretty good job on 1st down. Now on 2nd down, handoff goes to Bartow left side. He has a 1st down as he's knocked out of bounds near the 20. A nice pickup of 7 yards there for Bartow and another 1st down for the Centaurs.
Great play there. I think the defensive stand can definitely help energize the team a little bit. Now you get Bartow out in space. Let him use athletic ability and beat people to the corner, hopefully turn the corner. So he does a good job and gains a 1st down, getting themselves out of their own red zone here.
Out of the shotgun now, Whaley has 2 receivers to each side. Bartow, the lone back in the backfield. Low snap, Whaley handles it, but his pass gets picked off. It's a pick 6. Cornelius Knutson read the play, intercepts it, takes it to the house, and a big turn of events there for Brooklyn Center.
Yeah, but a big change there. It was a good read. You had a nice hitch route to the outside, but it was red. They were kind of sitting back. He was under some pressure. I don't know if the ball was tipped or not, but he would. But number 14 there for Blake Knutson comes up with a big pick 6 and comes through.
Well, Cornelius Knutson has done a lot for Blake here tonight. He's kicked 2 extra points to try his 3rd of the night. He also has ran the ball pretty good from the fullback spot. There's a pick 6. Unbelievable turn of events as Brooklyn Center was trying to build some positivity there, and now Blake takes a 21-0 lead.
And so he comes through again, a nice hitch route to the outside, good setup, but again, Cornelius Knutson, who was their leading tackler last year on defense for him, so obviously has some good athletic ability, comes up with the big play. And just as Brooklyn Center is gaining some momentum, getting some confidence, Blake just kind of takes it away from him there. You know, again, hopefully Brooklyn Center will just, again, you know, coaches will be talking to them about, don't worry about the score. We just got to play our game and keep playing and keep doing some positive things.
This is a Brooklyn Center team that did not win a football game last year, so it's easy to get frustrated, but you have to kind of keep positive. And, you know, this Blake game's not an easy matchup for a Blake team that's on the upswing, a team that won one game in Coach Coda's first year just 3 years ago, then 2 games, then 3 games. They're making small steps. Brooklyn Center hopes to be in that same spot a few years from now as well.
Exactly.
So after a pick 6 and kicking the extra point, now Cornelius Knudsen will come on to kick off and looking for another big touchback. This one, although, is going to be handled at the 3-yard line. Beasley drops it but picks it right back up. Heads up the middle. Beasley, nice little cut back to the left. Has some running room as he gets out of a tackle. There is a flag on the play now. Back to the right side he goes. Gets him away from some Bear players. What a stiff arm right there as he takes that across the 30-yard line. And Beasley does a great job right there, getting across the 30-yard line, fires up his team, but there is a flag on the play, and it is a holding on the Centaurs.
It is a hold. We'll bring him back, and it looked like, you know, from what I could see, it was kind of behind Beasley, so he probably didn't have to make that play, make that hold. But again, you know, most coaches, as they see Beasley switch gears and go to the other side of the field, most coaches don't like to see that. But an athlete like Beasley, you never know what can happen. He almost was a stiff arm away from breaking that one.
Beasley kind of went into beast mode right there. You might want to get him the football more often. It's like he had a turbo button or something. People were bouncing off him.
Yeah, but exactly. And Brooklyn Center has tried. I mean, they've tried to get him out of some screens and whatnot, you know, but I think, you know, as last possession they had, you know, they were able to get some running with their quarterback. Maybe we'll come back to that.
This field position's just been unbelievable tonight here, too, for Brooklyn Center, as they're going to get another too many men on the field penalty. Their second one of the night, their first one on offense, as they broke the huddle with 12 players. That's a critical mistake to have here on a change of possession. Those sometimes happen in the frantic of a game, but you don't want to see them happen when you're just starting out on first down after a kick return.
Nope, you really don't.
Tough field position all night for Brooklyn Center. They are averaging like basically at their own 12-yard line. Whaley back to pass, looking left, throwing it under, throws his receiver, and that one really probably should have been intercepted. Mistiming that interception attempt in coverage was Stuart Hesdorfer, and Hesdorfer came back to the football and just didn't make the play.
Yeah, he just didn't make the play. It was just kind of, it was a fly pattern all the way. He dropped back and just chucked it up. It just couldn't connect, and it's a good thing it wasn't intercepted. So again, you know, trying to throw out of the end zone, trying to get a big play here.
Whaley a little sporadic tonight, 1 for 4 unofficially. A couple of his passes have actually been ruled as, you know, backward lateral, so they didn't count as incomplete passes. This pitch goes right side to Bartow. Bartow gets off the initial tackle from the defensive back, now cuts back upfield, and the second wave of tacklers in to stop him near the original line of scrimmage, the 10-yard line, as he picks up about 5 there on that second down carry.
Exactly. There you go, a nice inside now. Now they switch gears and try to run it out and try to get some yards there. So we got a long third down play here.
Under 7 minutes to go now, 21-0, Blake leads. Whaley out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 11. Looks downfield for his receiver, it's up for grabs. And running out of running room on the near sideline was Justin Flory, who could not come up with that reception.
You know, a nice play there again. He saw him, we had that man coverage on the outside. Throws to the short side of the field, which is probably a better throw for Whaley than throwing to the far side of the field on a fly route, but again, it was just a little bit outside. Again, it's just tough to play when you're always backed up to your own goal line. just a real nerve-wracking. So now Brooklyn Center will punt here.
And they do get the punt away, a little bit under pressure. Ball knocks down to the 30, rolls forward past the 40 and all the way down to near the 45-yard line of Brooklyn Center. But again, the field just so heavily tilted in favor of Blake, and Brooklyn Center just can't string enough first downs together to get out of their own end zone in terms of field position.
Yeah, no, they really can't. I mean, it's just been tough for them all night. You know, and so then when they punt, they haven't been able to get over the 50-yard line. So Blake has been starting in Brooklyn Center territory all night long.
Blake got a defensive touchdown to make it 21-0, but they do have 2 offensive touchdowns here. Now they start off at the Brooklyn Center 44-yard line. They look like they're setting up the screenplay, and they are. It's intercepted by the big man. Look at Joe Leaf go! Rumble and tumble and inside the 20 to the house for a touchdown. Doing it in style for the first touchdown of the year.
Doing it style. That's exciting. That's a defensive lineman's dream. And Joseph has made so many good plays tonight in the backfield. He's been close on a number of occasions. It's just great to see him be able to get his hands on the ball and rumble down. And I think I watched Coach Finley on the sidelines, and I think if he could have, he would have beat Joseph to the end zone.
Joe Leaf, though, man. How about the soft hands of the big man and some quick feet? He took that. He wasn't letting anybody catch him. He really benefited from the fact that it was a screen because all the offensive linemen for Blake were upfield. There was no one going to catch him.
There was no one going to catch him, and I think, and they had good penetration, so there was only one guy to block, was the quarterback.
I don't even know if defensive linemen dream things that sweet. I mean, that's more than a dream. Interception with nobody in front of you? Oh, man.
Yes, that was great. And then 84 finishes with the extra point. So that's great. Brooklyn Center's coming. You had a defensive stop, and then you get this big play here. Where you get Joe Leaf gets a gift right in the breadbasket, and he takes it the distance.
And our camera can't keep up with him.
Can't even keep up with him, no doubt about it.
Oh man, that was sweet.
And he had it tucked away, looking like Earl Campbell maybe running down there.
It wasn't the first time he's ran with the football. You can tell you, he might be a lineman in real football games, but he's played some backyard ball where he's been running the ball. You can tell the way he tucked it.
Yeah, there's no question about it. No question about it. So that really, excites the Centaurs sideline.
Yeah, that was, and a guy who deserves it too, man. He's been the best player on the field for the Centaurs tonight.
Oh, he has, no question about it. He's come so close to making plays in the backfield so many times. Now he gets his chance.
Well, something positive here for Brooklyn Center. They trail 21-7. How about the defensive touchdowns? 2 of them tonight. 1 for Blake, 1 for Brooklyn Center. Pick 6, the theme of the night here, theme of the second quarter at least.
Exactly, and now Brooklyn Center gets to kick off. So now another thing you can look at is now there's some different field position. Now you got Blake starting in their own end. It's still not great. It's still in their 35, but at least they're starting in their own end and seeing if Joe Leaf can do it again.
Yeah, and how about this? Worst field position in a while, and they're still out near midfield. But it's better.
It's better.
At the Blake 44-yard line, that's where the Bears will take over. Veal throws his first interception of his career shortly after throwing his first touchdown of his career.
So Blake's in their pistol spread again. Shotgun.
Veal fakes the handoff, runs left side, gets a nice block on the outside, and then skips out of bounds beyond the 40-yard line, but he didn't stay in bounds long enough to get that first down. He didn't have the benefit of having the chains on that side of the field, but he kind of stepped out of bounds on his own accord and stopped short a yard short of that first down, pickup of 8.
Yep, exactly. So I've noticed out of this pistol spread, now Berg doesn't get as many touches now. So they've kind of switched things up. They're kind of looking at their passing game and probably working on their passing game a little bit.
Well, I think Berg, they have to watch his touches. He's carried the ball 11 times here tonight. I think they want to be between 20 and 30 per game, and he was well on pace for about 40 if they kept up the current pace. They're going to pass now. Veal going deep down the right side, up for grabs. This one's almost picked off. Beasley couldn't hang on, but he makes a nice play on the football. knocking it away from the intended wide receiver.
Exactly. Again, you know, Beasley makes a great play. He's right on the receiver's hip. Looks like he was beat a little bit. The pass wasn't the prettiest thing sailing through the air, and Beasley was almost able to come up with that. So some good defensive plays here in the second quarter of this ball game.
Third down is short now. You've got to think that Berg's number is going to get called on this one here. Out of the I formation under center view. Calling out the Cans. We have a flag on the play, and this one here could be big for the Centaurs if it moves Blake back. It's going to be a false start on Blake, and that's going to be really helpful because it was 3rd down and 1, advantage Blake. Now it goes to 3rd down 6. Much more manageable for the defense of the Centaurs.
Exactly. So now we're looking again. You're probably going to look for a similar. Berg probably going to be, you know, Berg gets a touch here. So if the Centaurs can get some penetration and get a stop in the backfield here, this would be huge.
Third down and 6. Brooklyn Center kind of playing tight up along the line of scrimmage there. I formation, Berg the deep back. Handoff goes to the fullback and a fumble. Joe Leaf blew that play up.
Joe Leaf gets in there hard. He just gets right to the center and blows up the handoff and allows number 71 to get in there and recover the fumble.
Man, have you ever seen a nose tackle take over a couple of minutes like this before?
I don't think I have. Maybe Pat Williams for the Vikings in purple a couple of years ago played like this. But Joe Leaf has done great and really given his Centaurs a lift.
You got to mention, too, he plays left tackle on the offensive line, too. So he's 5'9", 285 pounds, and he's earning his keep out there right now. He's asking for a blow. I don't blame him, man. He's put some work in on the defensive end. He's asking for a couple of snaps off on the offensive end.
Exactly. Well, and now, you know, Blake takes their second time out of the half. And so here we got a, you know, pretty good turn of events here, and there's a swing here. There's a momentum change, and Brooklyn Center on the back of Joe Leaf has really done a great job here the last 3 minutes or so.
And I want to give credit to the fumble recovery, but unfortunately the roster's just not matching up here. We weren't told to number 71, so I do apologize. We want to give credit when credit's due, but there's your guy who recovered the fumble. He's someone that didn't have a jersey number yesterday, but it's on the field today playing for the Centaurs, and he makes a big play as well.
Makes a big play. Great job. So let's see what Coach Woods, first-year offensive coordinator here at Brooklyn Center, will dial up here for the last 5 minutes here. You got a one-back set with Bartow in the backfield.
I did figure that that's Javante Blackman. He was wearing a number in the 30s earlier in the game, but they had to change it because he's an offensive lineman. So that was Blackman with the fumble recovery. And now a nice pickup there on first down as Bartow rushes up the right side for a pickup of 10 yards and a first down for the Centaurs. How about this?
It's a great pickup again. That now Brooklyn Center's athletes getting on the edge, making some plays here, getting upfield. You know, Bartow, a great runner, you know, runs hard, is able to get some speed in there. Now out of shotgun, Brooklyn Center drives back. Ooh, throws a nice little skinny post over the 85 tight end. Just was unable to connect there.
Whaley trying to hit his intended target, Alex Houghton. They have not been able to connect, but when they do, it's going to be good news because Houghton's a nice little target there, 6'2", across the middle there, wide open, just couldn't connect.
Just couldn't connect. Good play again. It's just those little things, you know. But it'll come. It'll come now. Now Brooklyn Center comes out in a trips left formation out of shotgun.
Whaley picks up the fumbled snap, now runs to his right and puts his head down, tries to run over a bear. On the stop there for Blake was
number 14.
Cornelius Knudsen.
Like Cornelius Knudsen again. And you know, and sometimes those things happen as a quarterback. It's all you can do, pick the ball up and try to get whatever you can get out of that.
3rd and 11 now upcoming for the Centaurs and that 1 yard loss. And after getting that first down, they just kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple of plays. A dropped pass or dropped completion attempt when they didn't connect on an open receiver. Now fumble and a loss of one. So now they have to try to make up for it here on 3rd down and long. 3rd and 11, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, Bart to the lone back in the backfield. Whaley back to pass, looking left, looking to Lawton, the tight end, underthrows him, and it's picked. Interception there on the far side of the field. A nice play, breaking for that football with the safety Stuart Hedsdorfer, and Hedsdorfer, after missing an interception earlier in the quarter, gets that one.
Exactly. It was a good play design. It looked like it was kind of going to be an out and up type of play, but I think the ball just hung on Whaley a little bit too long. You know, I think he had some other receivers open in the middle. And I think as he grows as a quarterback, he'll learn to see those open receivers a little bit earlier and hit them a little bit early. Just a little late, unfortunately, but again, field position. Here, Blake is backed up in their end. Let's see what Brooklyn Center can do.
I think you're right, that throw just a little bit too late and maybe had to be to the outside a little bit more. Nice pick up there. And guess who it is again? One of Blake's best players tonight, all over the field, Cornelius Knudsen. He continues to make big plays, that time receiving the football for a pickup of 10.
Good play, kind of a similar thing to what Brooklyn Center's been looking to do, just kind of get the ball out quickly and allow the receivers to make a play. So Blake comes out and gets a first down.
We have a stoppage of play and actually timeout for Brooklyn Center, and they're going to rest their defense a little bit. Take a break here as critical moments upcoming in this football game. It looked like it was all Blake early on, but with the recent momentum for Brooklyn Center, they feeling pretty good here. A defensive stop. They could still go into the half, get the ball first in the second half, feel pretty good about where they're at, down to only 2 scores.
Exactly, no doubt. And again, we're starting to play here where Blake is starting on their worst field position of the night. Started inside their 20 or whatever, and so now, you know, again, if you know, I think this was a great timeout by Coach Finley to kind of regroup his guys and say, hey, let's, you know, this is an important defensive stop for us. If we can get this stop here, even if they punt, maybe we're on our 40 or on our own 40 with some good field position coming in. So, you know, great timeout by Brooklyn Center there. Get their guys some water and finish out this half here, hopefully on the upswing.
They haven't called Berg's number a little bit. He's been on like an unofficial rest. He's been in the game, but they just haven't called his number in the last 2 possessions. And kind of funny that the last 2 possessions have ended not so good for Blake, so they're going to try to get the ball to him now here as they hand the ball off to Berg right side. Huge hole up the middle, and he could be off to the races. Beasley's on the chase. Beasley catches him at the 34-yard line of Brooklyn Center, but after a huge pickup for the Bears.
Huge position again. Again, you see kind of a little trap here off to the right side, and he cuts it back to the middle, and he's off to the races. Just as we mentioned, he doesn't get a touch. Now he gets a touch and has a big gain. So again, I mean, it looks like Blake is kind of mixing up their offense. They're using him a little bit, and then they're going to their passing game, and now they're coming back to him here, end of the half.
Pick up of 41 yards there for Berg. That puts him across 100 yards now, 121 yards on 12 carries, 1 touchdown in the ball game. Under 3:40 to go now, out of the shotgun or the pistol formation. They hand it off to Knudsen. Cornelius Knudsen takes the reverse and gets across the line of scrimmage, across the 30-yard line, finally tackled there after a nice pickup on first down. And he's draped down by Robert Pickett, the linebacker for Brooklyn Center.
You know, a good design play, kind of a jet sweep as it's been called lately here, you know, but Brooklyn Center turned it back in. He was still able to pick up a good game. You know, no doubt number 14 for Blake is a good athlete.
Out of the pistol again, Veal to pass, looking left side, overthrows his receiver there, and this one falls incomplete.
I think there was kind of some miscommunication. It looked like they were going to look for a slant and kind of an out and up kind of action or a bubble action. It looked like Oliver Knudsen, confused on his route there.
Nice throw for the intended target on that incomplete pass. 3rd down and 5 now for Veal in this offense for Blake. 1 receiver to each side, and they got the deep back being Berg. Berg takes a counter right side, and he gets the first down and much more. Inside the 10 before he's pushed out of bounds. A gain of 17 yards on that carry. It seems like every time he gets the ball, offensive line has carved out a nice little hole for him, but then he's also reading it so well and finding the right gaps and using his speed to get upfield.
He is. He's definitely a nifty runner, and plus with Cornelius Knudsen leading the way, making the lead block, he's able to read off that very well. He's definitely a patient runner, and he does a good job reading off his blocks.
You see the nose tackle, Joe Leaf, completely winded right now, bending over at the waist in between plays. He doesn't got much left in him, and they're not really running his way anymore. I don't blame him. They're just getting to the outside quicker with Berg right now. Blake out of the I formation. Brooklyn Center's going to take a timeout here with 2:50 to go. I think just sensing their defense needed a blow.
Needed a blow. You know, you got 3 timeouts a half, and you can't take them with you, so you might as well use them.
This is the struggle with the numbers game when you don't have a lot of players, a lot of substitutes. You play your best 11 sometimes, your best 13, best 14, and they end up getting pretty tired. And you're looking 2.5 minutes, 2:50 still till halftime. You still got 2 more quarters to play. These guys are, it's hard to get in football shape. You know, this heat really came in this week strong, and first game of the year. Really nice to have a deeper bench in this situation, but usually the good thing about this conference is everybody's in the same boat. You know, both teams are playing a lot of players on both sides of the football.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, all the schools are similar size. So again, you make a good point that both teams are in the same boat, and in the conference they're all in the same boat. So again, you know, but the whole thing is when your defense is on the field a long time, you seem to get more tired on defense than you do on offense.
That's correct. We should say Blake plays up in Class 4A football, and Brooklyn Center plays in 2A. They're in the same conference, different section alignments. Pitch goes left side to Berg, jumps over one Centaur defender, then gets tackled near the 5-yard line. On the tackle was Rashawn Graves for the Centaurs. A pickup of 6 on first down.
Exactly. So now this drive here, as you see, you know, a heavy dose of Marcus Berg here, getting him up the field. So again, we'll see how this ends. Last time Brooklyn Center was here, they had a great stop, so let's see what they do now.
Let's see if the Centaurs can buckle down a little bit, make another big stop. That was kind of a changing moment in the game where it slowed down the roll that Blake was on. They gave it to the fullback, unconventional fullback. You know, he lines up in the fullback spot, but he runs like a tailback. He doesn't hit the hole hard. He looks for his spots, and he's taken down for a very short gain there.
By our man, our Mr. Joe Leaf in the middle. Gets off a block and was able to stop him in the backfield or right at the line of scrimmage.
Critical play upcoming here. 3rd down and not quite goal. 3rd down and 4. There is a first down opportunity inside the 1-yard line. They're going to go out of the pistol now. Veal with Berg right behind him. Fake handoff. Veal rolls to his right, throws across the middle, and it's caught. Oh, there looked like a great interception opportunity. Jumping on that pass was Rashawn Graves, but he couldn't make the play. Instead, it's a touchdown for Cornelius Knudsen. And what a monster game he's having.
Exactly. And I'm just not sure. Just looking at the play from our vantage point, it looked like it was an interception all the way. So it's just hard to know what happened on that one, but Albert Cornelius Knudsen comes up with the touchdown. Again, they faked the handoff. You know, everybody kind of assumed it was going to go to Mr. Berg, and they roll it outside, and Knudsen comes down with the touchdown, and he kicks the extra point, so he gets all 7 points once again for his team.
Knudsen's a pretty dynamic second, third player they have on that offense. I mean, to play fullback the way he does and run the football, and pretty nice touchdown reception here.
Yep,
he went up and got that football.
He did, and it looked, and you know, initially it looked, I wasn't sure if it was a called quarterback run because he kind of rolled out and the quarterback got out there kind of wide. But it looked like kind of at the last minute he looked back into the middle, and normally you don't advise throwing back into the middle on the red zone, but they were able to do it and come up with a completion, and come up with a touchdown.
Yeah, I thought that one was picked. It looked like it was going to be intercepted, and Graves made a nice attempt at it. And nice positioning. Second touchdown pass of the night for Veal, who now is 4 for 8. Interception, 2 touchdowns. Doing a pretty good job in his first start here for Blake.
He has. He's done a great job. And I think he's also point guard on the basketball team, so I'm sure that helps him out with his leadership.
Yeah, they were excited to get him to come out for the football team. Said he's one of the best athletes in the school. Made sense for him to come out and play some football. Beasley takes it inside his own 5, right up the middle. Gets away from a tackle, finds some room out to the right side, across the 30, 35, 40. Across midfield, cuts back, a stiff arm, spins down inside the Blake 40. Beasley showing his talent. Yeah, he's a highlight waiting to happen as well.
He definitely is. He gets it, almost puts a knee on the ground there when he catches the ball, but he gets up in the middle and then breaks it to the outside, and you know, again, back making him turn it back inside, Oliver Knutson. But I'm willing to bet, you know, most teams aren't going to find anybody to catch Beasley when he gets out in the open like that.
Cornelius Knutson was the kicker on that play, so he had the last man to beat, and he did make the tackle, but he sent him back into the middle where he had some help. Out of the shotgun now, Whaley and the Brooklyn Center Centaurs. 1:08 to go in the second quarter with the hurry-up offense. Whaley steps up into the pocket, fires across the middle, and this one's dropped. We've blamed some of the incomplete passes tonight on Whaley and his inaccuracy, but that one was right on the money. His tight end, Houghton, just didn't help him out.
Just didn't help him out. Again, it was a good play, cross in the middle. They had the other side emptied out where if he could have made that catch, he might have been able to be up the sidelines.
Second down and 10 now. Whaley out of the gun again. 2 receivers to each side. Bartow is loaned back. We got a flag on the play. Whaley under all kinds of pressure. He's going to go down.
I think there is tough. You got a flag, not sure what happened. But I was watching the snap there, and the snap kind of looked like it didn't get back to him quick, so Whaley had to kind of reach for it. So
it was a dead ball, so the play actually maybe shouldn't have happened if he said it was a dead ball penalty. But so we see our first cramp of the night. There it is. I expect to see more of those, but one of the linemen for Blake cramping up there and stretching out those calves.
There you go.
Injured is Noah Smith for the Bears, and
we had a false start there before for the play, so it didn't happen.
Well, actually, it's kind of changing his mind a little bit. He's not calling a dead ball now, so it's a legal procedure.
Okay. Not
a dead ball, so they're going to decline the penalty, and they're going to take the 10-yard loss on the sack, 8-yard loss, whatever it was. Looks like it was 8. Take the 8-yard loss and a loss of down, of course. You don't get a penalty. You get to replay the down. So instead, it's third down now and long. Third down and about 18 to go for Brooklyn Center. Clock running now at 45 seconds. Here comes the screen play to Beasley. It's backward throw. The ball isn't out of bounds yet. Blake gets on top of it. And were they able to get on top of it on the far sidelines? I don't think so. It fell out of bounds before they were able to recover. Was it incomplete or a fumble? They got contrasting signals for the officials here. The linesman on the far side thought it was backwards. Head official marked it incomplete. Now they're going to say it's fourth down. They are going to say it was a backward lateral. Boy, that's something I would think on Tuesday when these guys resume practice, or maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure, but I would say Whaley and Beasley are going to play catch quite a bit on that play. Just play catch.
Definitely play catch, get on my side, and I'm going to throw it out to my left side, and you're going to catch it.
Because they get that play to work, it's going to work too. With Beasley, what we've seen he can do in the open field, you get that play right there to work, just complete the pass, and Beasley's going to make some stuff happen.
Exactly, and on the trips, Blake has shown they're kind of playing off. They're playing probably a 3-deep coverage with maybe a strong safety covering the flats there, but it's really if Beasley catches that, he's probably got one man to beat, and with his ability, I don't doubt he can beat that one man.
Yeah, I mean that's just, boy, you get that throw down there, that's automatic. And Blake is probably really happy right now they're struggling with that throw, because that's going to give the defense some trouble when they get it down.
Exactly.
All right, 35 seconds to go here in this second quarter. Brooklyn Center talking things over, trying to figure out how to get to that first down marker, which is 18 yards away.
And I'm guessing 4th down in this part of the field. They are going to punt here.
Yeah, they are going to punt, actually. I thought they were going to go for it just based on the time left in the quarter, but they are going to punt the football.
Thought it was, and they got 84 out there to punt. So hopefully maybe they can pin him down a little bit, pin Blake back in their end.
Blake's not even going to return the punt, so they're, for Brooklyn Center, just let the time run. Don't touch the football. Good coaching right there. The coach nearly on the field to explain to his players, I don't care where the football is down. It's all about the time right now, and that's, I love that coaching, even if he had to run on the field to tell him, because that play is missed sometimes in high school football. The players get so concerned about that ball bouncing backwards. It's like, no, the time is our enemy right now.
Exactly. So they did a smart thing, and then the referees whistle it dead at some point. But again, so we got 22 seconds here. Not sure what Blake will do. I'm guessing with 28-7, but they are coming out in the spread pistol. Maybe to work on their short clock game here.
Yeah, I think you work on your passing game a little bit in this opportunity. I mean, you don't get free preseason football in high school, so you got to work on your no-huddle offense. And a nice completion down the near side of the field. Veal hits his target for a nice pickup.
Up the sideline, looks like Stuart Hesdorfer up the sideline, and
26-yard completion there for Veal.
And so he's coming off, and now they're going to try to hurry up here.
And now they throw a little screen pass out to the tight end. Pick about 7 yards up on that play. That receiver is James Ring.
And that should do it for the half, it looks like. Looks like that second play there, they just had a tough time getting
out of timeouts right now. Blake had taken all their timeouts earlier in the half too, so no way to stop the clock at that point.
Clock shows zeros, but I guess the horn hasn't gone off.
The horn's broken here, so the referee.
Okay.
Oh, they did get a timeout in maybe. I thought they were out of timeouts, but I had them. It looks like they are going to give him a timeout here, and Blake had one more to spare, and they are going to put some time back on the clock.
So I think what the officials are saying here, they must have got a timeout, and I think they're going to say .3 on the clock here. And so they're going to attempt a field goal, it looks like.
This is going to be a 50-yarder.
See if Oliver Cornelius.
Well, you know what? He's going to have the first half MVP if he can knock this one through.
If he can knock this one through.
He's got a defensive touchdown. He's got a reception for a touchdown. This will be a 50-yard field goal. And it's going to be a little bit short. They're going to return this one out of the end zone.
They can return it. You got number 4 bringing it back.
Rashawn Graves catches it in the end zone and returns it out to the 20-yard line. And that'll do it for the first half. An exciting first half on week 1 here with the Blake Bears leading 28-7 over Brooklyn Center. We'll catch our breaths here, come back, show you some first half highlights, and go through some of the stats in this first half. You're watching high school football on 12 Sports.
Osseo, Crystal, and Plymouth. Channel 12 is your local source.
This one looks like it could go for the touchdown.
Reed looks it away and Hopkins advances.
Hello and welcome to a new season of Sports Jam.
Channel 12, your local source.
Welcome back to Brooklyn Center. A beautiful day before Labor Day. Weekend has turned into a gorgeous night here in the Twin Cities, and the Blake Bears lead Brooklyn Center 28-7. Here's how we got here. In the first half, it was all Blair's opening drive of the game. Big third down here, and rolling out to his right, completing his first pass of his career. Mike Veal completes that one to Bean downfield for a first down. It was Veal to Bean again for a touchdown. First touchdown completion for Veal of his career. Bean getting that touchdown, a 20-yarder for Blake, putting the Bears up 7-0 after the extra point. Veal rolls to his right here and finds his tight end across the middle. That gets down to the 3-yard line, and eventually the Blake Bears have pounded in here with one of the stars of this game so far, Marcus Berg, as Marcus Berg takes it in for his only score of the game so far. That put Blake up 14-0 following the extra point. And then Blake defensively gets on the scoreboard. Oliver Cornelius Knutson intercepts that one, takes it to the house, and then Brooklyn Center does it back to him. What an impressive play this was by the nose tackle, Tyree Joleaf, reading the screenplay, intercepting it, and running it back the distance. Got the Centaurs and this home crowd all fired up for a moment, and Brooklyn Center really did ride that momentum for a while, but Blake eventually recovered, got some poise, and then scored here late in the second quarter to give them the big lead that they currently have, 28-7 on that touchdown to Cornelius. Once again, his second touchdown of the game, first offensive. There's your first half stats, rushing yards, really dominating performance across the board on all these stats by the Bears. 179 team rushing yards and 144 belonging to Marcus Berg for Blake. Centaurs 51 rushing yards. You see the passing disparity there, a 10-to-1 ratio. And the first down's 11-3. Turnovers are the only equal stat we have here, as the Centaurs have been able to turn over the Blake Bears twice here in this game so far, and then even the penalties favoring Blake in this game so far, being the more disciplined team in the first half. There you see it, first half in the books, 28-7. Brooklyn Center gets the ball when we come back in the second half here on 12 Sports.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Channel 12's Community Corner puts the spotlight on your corner of the Northwest suburbs.
We want to talk about some things happening around the city of Maple Grove.
New Hope's rinks are officially open.
This is the spot for the Golden Valley Rotary Club.
The City Council worked really hard not to have a tax increase.
You can instantly upgrade your wardrobe with a few simple accessories.
We're in Golden Valley today doing a little recycling.
Rediscover your corner of the Northwest suburbs every day on Channel 12's Community Corner.
And welcome back to Brooklyn Center Tri-Metro football here tonight with the Blake Bears leading Brooklyn Center 28-7. Exciting fall of football coming up your way, and it's nice in our area being so large that we get to bring you different conferences. Tri-Metro, it's always fun to get out and see some of these teams here. And Blake, a team that has increased its win total by 1 each year under head coach Cota, and hoping to do that again this year, taking the next leap to at least 500 or better football. Beasley catches this football near his own goal line, takes it up the middle for Brooklyn Center, gets out of one tackle, runs over a Blake Bear at the 30-yard line where he falls down at the 31.
You know, every time Beasley touches it, it's you know, he's a highlight waiting to happen. I think we said that earlier, and again, he doesn't disappoint. He has a good return here, runs over a couple guys and gets out over the 20, out about the over the 30 actually. So let's see what Coach Finley and Coach Woods have drawn up for the offense here beginning the second half.
First down and 10 for the Centaurs at their own 31-yard line. Pro set backfield with Beasley and Bardo in the backfield. Handoff goes to Beasley right side. Gets a big block along the right edge and gets out near the 40-yard line, taken down after a gain of 8.
and he gets out there. So, I mean, you know, I think already we're seeing a little change.
Oh, that's a big change right there.
It's a big change. You're putting Beasley in the backfield. So you're going with a 2-back set instead of a 1-back set. So that's a nice change, and again, it pays off for him right away.
Well, I like coaches that aren't afraid to make adjustments at halftime, and you can see the early one right there. Hey, we got 2 good tailbacks. Let's use them both, right?
Exactly.
We're going to go pro set again. Split backfield with Beasley and Bardo. Under center goes Whaley. This time he hands off to Bardo. Bardo gets a nice hole on the left side. But it's taken down right near the first down. It's going to be very close to a first down, about a gain of 2. And they're going to give him the first down.
About a gain of 2, and we got a counter now. That time you counter, you fake the Beasley, and now you come with Bardo, and Bardo gets a nice first down gain.
So Brooklyn Center with its first down of the second half, 4th of the game, and they have not had a possession yet where they strung 2 first downs back to back. So that's what they're looking to do here.
Got 2 backs again, both strong backs in the backfield.
Whaley pitches it right side to Barto. Some big-time penetration in the backfield. He's got nowhere to go. He gets swallowed up by the defensive lineman of Blake. Great penetration on the backside there, and finally making the tackle there is Jake Hoops, the top defensive and offensive lineman for the Bears.
Exactly. Blake kind of sniffed that play out. It was kind of a slow developing sweep, but Blake was able to cut it off there. You had Beasley as the lead blocker. I'm guessing that's not probably his strong suit, is being a lead blocker in a play. But again, so now let's see what we got here on second down, second and long. We got trips out to the left.
Trips left side for Brooklyn Center with Barto the lone back in the backfield. We had some movement on the right side of the offensive line for Brooklyn Center. We'll have a false start here and another penalty on the Centaurs. A lot of penalties in that first half, cost them quite a bit. And Brooklyn Center gets its first one here the second half, and that is kind of the story of the night right there. You know, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. They get the first down, and then all of a sudden they go backwards on the penalty.
Yep, exactly. I think they had 7 in the first half. And now they got 8, so now they're coming out really second and really long now.
Back to pass. Whaley did not see the pressure coming from the backside. He's taken down for a sack. And a big couple of plays there by Jake Hoops, the big defensive lineman for Blake.
Exactly, just come in. He was looking the other way and didn't see him at all. Didn't see him coming at all and got him on the backside. He did a great job to hang on to the ball. It could have been a fumble easily, but he was able to hang on to the ball and live for third down here.
Coach Cota told me before the game that defensive lineman right there, you saw him make that big play, has a chance to maybe be a Division I player in the Ivy League. But first, the Centaurs get a huge play across the middle. They finally connect with the big tight end, Lawton. Alex Lawton gets the big reception. I was just in the middle of talking about Jake Hoops and his promising future, but Houghton shows you what he can bring to the table with that big catch.
Exactly. Finally, the play, Brooklyn Center was trying to connect in the first half, finally comes up big in the second half for him, and Jake gets upfield and gets a big gain for him.
Gain of 39 there. Biggest reception of the night for Brooklyn Center. Whaley being accurate with that pass. Now Whaley on a draw play, gives it to Barto. He's off to the right side, shakes off one tackle, crosses the 30, inside the 30, down to the 29. And that's what that passing game will do. It'll all of a sudden open up a little bit, and you can run a draw play.
It'll definitely open it up. Good comeback off a long play. You kind of come with the draw. Looks like it's going to be another pass, drop it down, and you get another good 7-yard, 6-yard gain off of it.
We should mention with that first down and that big third down and long play, Brooklyn Center gets its first possession with 2 first downs, and here they are in Blake territory for the first time, really, as their only touchdown of the game was a defensive touchdown. Now Whaley throws one across the middle. That one a little bit too hot to handle. Beasley looked like he cramped up as he went to go catch it. He's grabbing his hamstring like he got a cramp. in the middle of trying to grab that football.
Exactly. It was coming hot at him, no question about that. And he kind of went up for it, and it just kind of bounced off his hands a little bit. And he's stretching, you know, as the sun goes down, it kind of gets a little moisture out here, and maybe it slipped off his hands just a little bit.
Now, Whaley, one thing, you know, he's had some accuracy problems, but he's thrown some good ones too, but some of them have been a little bit hot, I think. I think he could maybe ease off on the velocity of his football a little bit for his receiver's sake. He picks up his fumble here, then pitches it back to Bartow on a big third down play. Bartow trying to get the edge. He gets it. It's a first down, shakes off a tackle, and gets knocked out of bounds near the 10-yard line. Oh, picked up of 20 yards.
Pick up a 20, a great play there. Kind of dropped the handoff a little bit. Or I mean the handoff from the center, the snap, and he just turned and pitched it back to Bartow, and Bartow did the rest. Got up the field and got a good gain, so now they're kind of smelling the end zone here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll send Beasley out to the right side, 2 receivers right, 1 left. And Whaley gets under center with Bartow, the lone back. Handoff goes to Bartow. Finds a little bit of running room there, gets to the second level before he's met by a host of Bears, and he's taken down after a gain of about 4.
Exactly, a nice run there, nice play on first down, running to the weak side and actually running behind Joe Leaf, their star defensive tackle, who also plays offensive tackle for him. So running behind him. So now we got a second and goal here. Got their 2 strong backs in the backfield.
Whaley this time gives it to Beasley. Beasley ducks inside, back to the outside. Gets met there by a Bear secondary defender there near the goal line. Got hit really hard as he tried to get across the end zone. But boy, he's still down. That was a pretty big hit that he got from the safety from Blake, and the guy who delivered the blow is a little bit shook up as well. Let's see who got that tackle. Beasley stayed down.
He's kind of cramping up a little bit. It looked like he kind of, after that play, he kind of grabbed his thigh. So he might be cramping up a little bit, but it was a great run there, kind of a counter play there, and they gave it to him, and he could have very easily bounced it outside, but he kept it tight and cut it back inside and got the most of the play.
Rory Taylor is the one on the tackle. Let's see Taylor. They kind of went head-to-head, too, a little face mask to face mask, and you see Beasley's in some immediate pain. He's grabbing a right leg. If he's grabbing a cramp, that's not such a bad thing right now. Taylor looks to be a little shaken up too. He actually headed off to the sidelines for Blake. He's talking to one of his coaches. Pretty good contact there, and you know they're actually. You know, I thought maybe this was a cramp, but I think actually it might be worse the way it's taking a little bit longer, and it's getting a little bit more attention. They're going to actually get some people out there to help him carry off the field.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I see one trainer. Looks like the Blake trainer is rubbing his calf on his left leg, and on his right leg, the other trainer is kind of checking his knee out.
That's, no good. Beasley, one of your better athletes on this Centaurs team, injured right there, just 1 yard short of getting a touchdown.
Exactly. So now they're close. He's coming off here. We're going to be third and very, very close to the goal line. Third and about 2.
Well, he's not putting any weight on either one of his legs right now. That's not good news for the Centaurs. Already short-handed here tonight. I mean, Beasley's easily one of the top 4 players on this team, and tonight they're without perhaps their best football player, they said, Tyler Joels. He's the offensive lineman and starting linebacker, middle linebacker for this team. He's the heart and soul of the defense, and he's out for 2 games. And then he'll be back in the lineup, and they'll really welcome him back. But, boy, Beasley is not coming back here tonight. Don't need a sideline reporter to tell us that. And the Centaurs try to hurry up here, and they're going to get a penalty on a false start. Boy, that's just not the time to get a false start when you're on the 1 yard line. That moves you back 5 yards.
Exactly. After your third and probably 2, third and goal on the 2 yard line, now you're backed up to about third and about 7.
Boy, the one thing I'll say, though, I just said there's no way Beasley's coming back. now that I watch what they're doing to him on the sidelines, I just think he has a double cramp. I mean, I think he's cramping up in both calves, actually. So it might not be the worst thing in the world.
No, might not be. Just probably just cramping up.
If you haven't had cramps before, you think it's the end of the world. You just, because it's painful. There's no question about that. You just don't realize it's going away.
It is painful.
Yeah. It's not permanent. That's the good thing. Here you go. Pass to the near side. Oh, and not able to come up with it. It was Rashawn Graves. Graves got open there. Whaley fired it to him, but Graves couldn't make that reception. Graves showed us great hands early in the game. That one, he was a little bit shielded.
That one, it came off again. It came off a little hot again, but again, it looked like there was a kind of a mix-up exchange between the center and the quarterback, because he dropped that one and picked it up and then had to get it out quick.
There is a serious problem, though, with the exchange right now, too, don't you? We've seen a number of plays tonight be disrupted because of the exchange between the quarterback and the center. It's another thing on the list that's growing here for the Centaurs to work out. And now we have another cramp. I'm not surprised he's cramping up. He's been all over the place tonight, doing everything, including kicking duties. As OCK, we decided to call him, is heading to the sidelines with a little cramp for Blake. And OCK is Oliver Cornelius Knutson, 2 touchdowns in the night, 1 defensive, 1 offensive, also all the kicking duties. And he's cramping up, so he's going to head to the sidelines here. 4th down and goal now from the 6-yard line as the Centaurs try to cut into this Blake lead out of the shotgun. And now we have another penalty on Brooklyn Center as the penalties just stacking up here tonight for BC.
Just stacking up is a good drive, and again, they're getting pushed back. And with these schools, their size and lack of depth, when you have these cramping issues, the thing that hurts you is you're taking your best player off your offense, but he also plays defense.
Yeah.
So you're losing a defender as well. So hopefully I just saw OCK come back in the game. He's okay. I see Beasley still getting work done here.
Now what happens with these cramps is they'll go away for a while, but they'll come back throughout the night. Whaley throws this one. Oh, and he was trying to pick on OCK. Then OCK cramped up again as he jumped up for that one to break it up. The pass was intended for Wrightsma over there on the far side, and BC just not able to complete a drive. Boy, what a drive that was. They get all the way down to the 1.5 yard line, and they just couldn't quite finish. Their best offensive drive of the night does not end in a touchdown, but instead ends in back-to-back false start penalties, and Blake eventually stopping them and taking over at their own 11-yard line.
Yeah, exactly. It was a nice little swing play, and it kind of looks like Whaley kind of has a different release. He kind of throws out to the side, and he kind of sidearms it out there. But it does come off kind of hot and doesn't make the play. So now Blake takes over on downs, backed up in their end.
Blake's first possession of the second half, though, as the Centaurs had its best possession. Now they give it to Berg left side. He's got all kinds of running room as he's loose across the 20, across the 30, and takes a big hit along the sidelines as he lowered his head once he finally was met by a defender down to the 34-yard line. A gain of 23 yards there as Berg is really stacking up the yards now.
Stacking up the yards, and it looked like it was kind of an off-tackle play, and BC did a great job of bottling up, but then he bounced to the outside and there was nobody home, and he was able to pick up a big gain.
Out of the pistol formation now. Vile with Berg behind him. Vile long, high snap, but was able to get it, hand it off to Berg, who gets just a yard on first down. He gets taken down at the 35.
This yard, and I think that's the first time we've seen tonight out of that pistol spread formation that they actually handed the ball off. And so that was kind of a different wrinkle out of that, or a different look out of that, and they handed it off, and he was able to get a yard.
Vile and Berg again in that pistol formation. 2 receivers left, 1 right, tight end to the right-hand side. Fakes the handoff. Vile's going to take it left side. Gets to the edge and then runs out of bounds before he takes a hit from the Centaurs. That'll bring up a 3rd down play as he did not get a first down on the far right. And he'll be about a yard short of that first down. 3rd down and 1 upcoming.
They're down to 1. I think out of this formation here, I don't see OCK in the game. I wonder if they're just kind of trying to keep him fresh for defense or keeping him from cramps, but having cramping problems. So see what we got here on a 3rd and short.
Vial out of the pistol, 2 receivers left, 1 right. And a muffled snap there as the ball never made it back to Vial. It basically hit the center and the backside, fell to the ground, and Brooklyn Center got some penetration. And this is the first time of the night the Brooklyn Center is going to force Blake to bring on the punting unit. They've turned the Bears over twice, but they haven't forced the Bears to punt quite yet.
That was an odd-looking play. Not sure what happened. I saw Joe Leaf jump into the backfield, but it doesn't look like the quarterback ever got the ball, so not sure what happened there, but Blake is able to keep the ball at least so they can punt it away.
OCK, the punter for Blake, punts this one into Brooklyn Center territory, but the ball gets down at the 35-yard line. No return for the Centaurs, and OCK continues to deal with the calf cramps. I just chuckle at that. I don't mean to make light of it, but every year it's the same thing on week 1. I mean, it's interesting how over the years of doing high school football games at different places, and now at 12 Sports, we see cramping just play such an issue in week 1. And, it hits the best players because it's the players that are sweating the most and working the hardest.
Yep.
So it hits your star players, and that's the interesting thing about it.
Yep, and it hits your star players because those are the guys that are in the weight room that probably have the most muscle.
And there you see another Blake player just heading off to the sidelines with one. And that's Robert Dworsky as he goes to get stretched out.
Exactly. So now, I think Beasley's still on the sidelines. So the excitement he was bringing on the offensive end, now he on the sidelines getting worked on.
Brooklyn Center muffles another snap themselves, and they fall on it immediately. I don't think Blake got this football. They're saying they did, but I thought Brooklyn Center was able to recover. Boy, they are. Blake did get it. Wow. What a costly error that was. And Brooklyn Center, that's the one thing that's happening here tonight is the mistakes just keep on piling up.
They do, and they probably fumbled about the last 3 out of about the last 4 or 5 snaps. You like to maybe somehow, not sure if I'm sure probably the center probably plays on the defensive end too, but at least get him on the sideline and get a couple practice snaps in.
Yeah, that's almost worth a timeout, right? Take a timeout and figure that out.
Or a substitution at least.
Yeah, exactly. High snap there. Vial handles it. He's going to his left, looking like he might want to pass. Instead, he's going to get the edge, and he's going to run out of bounds. Vial's a pretty speedy guy himself, and the good thing he's done, especially for, again, it's not like you have a 10 quarterbacks on your roster that can run the offense. He hasn't taken a hit tonight. He gets to that sideline. He gets as many yards as he can, and then he steps out of bounds before he takes a hit.
And then he gets out of bounds, no doubt, and Hawthorne had him in the background and in the backfield, but just got to break down and make the tackle.
And run with 4 minutes to go here. 2nd down, 7. Blake leading by 21 points, looking to extend that lead now as Brooklyn Center controlled the first part of this quarter, but got a nice long drive. Didn't score, but then was able to get a stop on defense. But now they fumbled the ball and gave it back, and now Berg gets what looks to be a 1st down carry, but we do have a flag on the play.
Well, flag. Did see a flag. Looked like Brooklyn Center came with some pressure off the right side.
Usually a holding penalty in this area. It's going to be a holding on Blake, so that one will come back. Blake got called for 2 penalties in its opening drive over the first quarter, but they were able to overcome them with a couple big plays. And then they really stopped getting the penalties they usually see in week 1. They really cleaned things up. And then here they are with a penalty here. But Blake's penalties have been a little bit different. They have 3 holding penalties in the game, but they don't have those illegal procedures, and they don't have any too many men in the huddle type of organization type of penalties. They've been able to stay pretty clean of those here tonight.
Yep, exactly. And as you can tell, probably their personnel is probably a little bit less. They're probably a little bit more sure about who plays where in their personnel packages.
A lot of experience back from last year's Blake team that won 3 games. They throw this one across the middle. OCK with a first down completion as he catches that one across the middle, and as soon as he gets tackled, he's going to stretch out the cramps as he was tackled there by Kona Livingston on the coverage.
You know, a good pass up the middle, and you know, the quarterbacks, you know, their passing game is different. You know, Whaley for Brooklyn Center kind of comes out hot and he fires it pretty hard, where now Vile for Blake kind of throws him up there. Doesn't throw him as hard, but he gets him up there and he puts him on target, you know, with his passes, and they're caught for some good gains. And like Joe had mentioned, in the first drive, they had two crucial holding penalties, but they brought them back with long pass completions. Now here we do it. Here Blake does it again with a holding penalty, but they come back with a nice pass completion down the field.
And OCK back to his feet now and off to the sideline. And you know, dealing with these cramps, you want to stay in the game. If it's a closer game, maybe keep fighting them, but at some point they might have this game. No, they're not blowing them out by any means, but they might have it in hand. And you might just kind of say, take a break and stop fighting these cramps all night.
Exactly. Take a break, give a couple of younger guys a chance to get out in their first game and see what they can do.
Once the cramps hit you, you're not going to really get away from it until a day or two of hydration and rest on those muscles.
Exactly. So now we got another pistol formation, kind of a spread.
Marcus Bird, the deep back in the backfield, he's stayed pretty clear of the cramps despite the workload he's been carrying it. This one's downfield to Bean. And boy, when they call his number, he makes big plays. His second touchdown reception of the night. Down the right side, it's William Bean. And that one was a deep one.
It was a deep one. You know, I would see some arms. I see Coach Finley here trying to talk to the official. There was some pushing off in there. There was some hands, but again, I guess you just got to make plays.
24-yard touchdown reception by Bean after having a 20-yarder earlier in the game. Surprised they haven't called his number more. He's got 3 catches, and one was a huge first down on third down, and the other 2 were big touchdowns as we have a replacement kicker come in and knock through the extra point. A little bit more height on that one than what we're accustomed to seeing, but Nick Soslowski knocks it through the uprights, and then you see the Bean touchdown.
See the Bean touchdown there again. He was able to come down and look like, you know, again, it was a little bit outside, was able to adjust and make the play.
Now, Blake's done a pretty good job of spreading the love here tonight with a couple of players to talk about. You got Bean with the 2 touchdown receptions. You got, obviously, the big night that Berg is having with 168 yards on 16 carries and a touchdown. And then the quarterback, Vile, you know, kind of a cool customer there at quarterback in his first attempt at playing the position. 111 yards through the air, 1 interception, but 2 touchdown completions as well. And you got to remember OCK.
OCK probably doing everything else.
Actually, yeah, you got to give Vile three touchdown completions, actually. And OCK has a touchdown reception and a defensive touchdown. You got those 4 guys just all kind of having a big night for the Blake Bears. Low kick by the backup kicker there, and this one's going to be picked up near the 10-yard line. Beasley back in the game, cramp-free for the moment as he gets up the middle there and stopped just short of the 40-yard line, but kind of goes back into his beast mode when he returns those kicks and has a lot of fun doing it, but pretty sore when he gets back up. There he goes back to the sidelines again.
Exactly. Again, those cramps are hard to get rid of once they start coming. But again, he was able, he's a highlight waiting to happen. Every time he touches the ball, he makes good things happen.
Brooklyn Center improving dramatically here in the second half on that field position that they really lacked in the opening half. Good kick returns will do that for you, as well as defensive stops. They have one of those, and they have just a good kick return as well now. Handoff goes to Bartle up the middle. Actually, this one's a different ball carrier. 22, Tyrone Carter, in his first carry of the game, and Tyrone Carter shows a little shake in his step. Gets across the 50-yard line near midfield. And again, a 16 on his first carry.
Tyrone Carter gets up in there and again bounces it to the outside, finds a little running room, gets on the edge and able to use his athleticism.
Now Tyrone Carter getting some carries now with Beasley battling those cramps. Carter got some carries last year for the Centaurs and did good things. Handoff goes to Carter again. Gets a good hole on the left side and gets about 4 yards on that play.
Exactly. It looks like at least for now, the quarterback center exchange is getting a little better. It looks like Whaley's really securing that ball before he's pulling out.
You know, it's going to sound like an obvious statement, but when the Centaurs aren't making mistakes, they can really move the football. And you know, before I get laughed at with that statement, they're not really getting stopped so much as they're stopping themselves, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, when they're snapping the ball and not getting penalties, they're picking up yards.
Exactly, they are. They're able to run the ball fine. But it's the penalties and the fumbles, interceptions that's kind of you know, hurt them.
Bardo gets a couple yards on that carry. Slow to get up now, and I think it's OCK who made the stop, and he's working on that right calf. They're going to do an official water break or official injury timeout right now as the referee is going to let the water come out to the field.
Exactly. So now Brooklyn Center driving again, getting some yards as they did last possession, just like you said, Joe. And, you know, every time good things happen, something always happens to shoot them in the foot. So hopefully they can, you know, they got the snaps. They've gotten the last 3 in a row. They gotten the handoffs good. So hopefully they can continue this. And this doesn't look like OKC. It looks like another guy, OCK, another guy having cramp issues.
I just assumed it was OCK, and
that number 50.
Noah Smith is the one who actually was injured with the cramps in that play.
Yeah, so you know, it hits them all. You know, you hydrate. You tell them to hydrate for times like this.
Third down and a short 5 or a long 4 here for the Centaurs. Whaley under center, I formation. Fake handoff to Bardo, back to pass, under pressure, throws it up. And not close enough in the area of Noah Livingston, corner Livingston, who actually got open there on his cut. But Whaley just had to throw that ball fast because he was under some duress there.
He was definitely under pressure. It looked like they brought the whole house, brought all the linebackers. By the time they snapped it, they seemed like they were already in the backfield. I'm surprised he even got it out, but he showed his arm strength because he did get it out there, and he threw it 30 yards down the field on a rope. So that was a definitely nice throw. Too bad they couldn't connect.
Whaley out of the shotgun on 4th down, back to pass, steps up into the pocket, throws it across the middle, right on the mark, but not able to catch it and come home with it was Rashawn Graves. There's another one where you just really wish your receiver could pull that one in. It's a first down for the Centaurs if he does.
Yep, it was a nice play. Hit him in the hands, coming across the middle, and he just couldn't connect.
You know, Whaley puts a lot of heat on the ball. He doesn't make it easy on his receivers. That one looked a little hot as well, but you'd like to see a receiver come home with that one.
Exactly. Well, you know, you got to think, I mean, they've been practicing for a few weeks, so the receivers ought to be able to know how he throws and how the ball is coming. So they should be able to pull these in, but it takes a few weeks to really get them going.
Ball to Blake 39. Will they take over? They pitch it left side. New running back that time getting the carry, and it's a pretty good-looking one at that. Up the field for a first down carry, his first one of the night, and that was Jeffrey Santelli. Santelli picks up a big one for the Blake Bears as he gets all the way down to the Brooklyn Center 40. 21-yard carry for Santelli.
Exactly, they had that kind of spread formation, and they just went with a pitch, and Vile kind of faked out to the right after he pitched, and he cut it right up down the lane and had a nice running alley there.
Some substitutes in the game now for Blake, with Santelli being the deep back in the I formation. Santelli gets this one, counterplay left side, and he gets swallowed up in the backfield. Good defensive play there by Tyrone Carter of Brooklyn Center.
Nice job there to bounce the back to the outside, and then they're able to get a stop in the backfield. You know, Blake in no hurry, probably going to let the time run out for the third quarter here.
And Vial and the Blake Bears head to their sidelines. Third quarter comes to an end here, with Blake leading Brooklyn Center 35-7. So 3 quarters in the books. 1 to go here in Brooklyn Center. We'll be right back for quarter number 4 here on 12 Sports.
Behind the wheel, there is no such thing as a small distraction. A public service reminder from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons. Speak out against distracted driving at decidetodrive.org.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
This is great. Every day should be like this.
It will be when I retire in a few years. I've been planning and saving.
Did you save for me? Well, this is unexpected.
Where'd you come from?
Out of the blue, just like an illness, an emergency, or
That's enough, Mr. Unexpected.
Savings Man.
There's still time to plan. Find out how at choosetosave.org with a ballpark estimate worksheet.
I will. Thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org today.
And we're back here in Brooklyn Center for your live web audience. We got to announce that De La Salle's up on St. Clair Lutheran 28-0. As I'm here with a De La Salle grad, James Fassett, calling his first ever 12 sports game. How's the broadcasting thing working out for you?
Exactly, it's been exciting. You know, it's been exciting. It's good to watch a game like this and have a different perspective of it for sure.
Vial staying in the game at quarterback for Blake. I'm Joe Moline. James Fassett here up once again, helping call this game here tonight. Appreciate his help stepping in. Third down opportunity now for Vial and the Bears. He'll get under center. Santelli's lone back in the backfield, 1 receiver to each side. And they're going to pitch it right side to Santelli. Cuts it back up, gets the first down and more. Inside the 20, tripped up near the 15.
Exactly, nice play again. They just kind of pitch it out and out there left and just pitches it out and goes. You know, the thing about it here, you know, Blake is, you see the Blake Bears putting in some subs and putting in some different people, and I think Brooklyn Center, unfortunately, because of their lack of depth, they don't have a whole lot of subs to put in, at this juncture. So you got some fresh legs coming in, playing against the Brooklyn Center, even though they are subs, and look like that one's coming back for a hold on Blake. But again, Brooklyn Center doesn't have fresh legs to put in because they're really lacking in depth. So, you see, the first half we called Jolliffe's name a lot, and he's having to go both ways. It's been kind of tough for him. He's had a tough second half, it looks like.
Well, they've been finding a way to neutralize him, that's for sure. Under center, Vial pitches to Santelli, who runs right side. Boy, he's a speedy running back. Runs into his own player, tries to spin away from some Centaurs. Kind of a lean-looking running back at 5'11", 160 pounds. Only a freshman, but you can see he's got some speed when he gets the football.
Yep, he definitely does. So I guess it's kind of your future because you got your backfield, now your senior backfield. This will be their last year, and looks like this is the next one coming in.
And Blake will punt here now on 4th down. Second time in the half that the Centaurs had forced Blake to get back into punt formation. And I'm gonna throw some props out to the head coaching staff of Blake right now. They could have went for the big score here tonight, and reserves in here on the fourth quarter to start things off, and even late in the third. Class act on my part, and it's much more impressive being here at the game tonight and seeing a team that might only win 35-7 than to see them win 70-7 and have their starters throw up huge numbers and just run the score up on the Centaurs.
Exactly. I mean, and it's high school football, and so again, you want, especially first game of the year, I mean, you want to see what some of those other kids can do, and when you get a nice lead, you're up 35-7, you don't need to run it up. You can see what some of these other guys can do, because there might be some times this year where you're going to have to depend on some of them other guys. Any player or any team's an injury or two away from having to change the whole deal.
Yeah, and I think if you're the coach that's in the lead, you'd want to win. Hey, you want to win big, but you want your backups to help you do it as well, and that's the best of both worlds. But the Centaurs make a stop right there against some of the second unit players for Blake, and now Blake punts it deep inside of the Centaurs territory and get the ball to roll down inside the 5-yard line. Well, they'll down it right there. Nice punt by the replacement punter for Blake, coming in and doing a good job.
Yeah, it was definitely a good job. I mean, his replacement punt looked a lot better than his replacement extra point. So I'm sure he's probably a better punter than he is a kicker.
And we'll try to say his name one more time. I've avoided him for obvious reasons. His name is Nick Cheslakowski, and he's playing middle linebacker right now for the second unit of the Blake defense. Cheslakowski. Keep on saying it'll sound like Johnson, right?
There you go. It's a good football name.
Cheslakowski, get in there. First down and 10 for the Centaurs. 10:02 to go in the fourth quarter. Ball on their own 5-yard line. And the ball off up the middle right there. That's, I believe, Carter on the carry.
Carter on the carry. A great Minnesota football name, Tyrone Carter.
That's right. Tyrone Carter, one of the last, Gophers don't turn a lot of good pro football players, but Tyrone Carter was one of them.
And he was in that Maroney, Marion Barber era just on the defensive side. So, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they have the same number, 22. I believe that was Tyrone Carter's number for the Gophers.
That's right. Tyrone Carter had a nephew that played for the Gophers last year, finished up his career, did okay. Carter, mishandled the pitch at first, but got it back. Nice little cutback moves, got the first down and more, across the 20, the 30, 40, across midfield to the 50. One got a beat, gets the stiff arm, but gets taken down at the Blake 25-yard line. It was Santelli that ran him down. A speedy. We talked about his speed on the offensive side. He used his speed defensively there to stop a touchdown from happening.
Exactly. And watching this play, great play. Tyrone Carter gets outside, gets up the sideline. But, the one thing I'm watching, I'm seeing this. Tyrone Carter making big plays. Beasley making good plays. Bardo making good plays. Brooklyn Center has some athletes on the offensive side of the ball, has some speed out there.
Santelli does a good job of stopping that. 66-yard carry there by Carter. They got some athletes. It's year in and year out. We've always seen this when we do Brooklyn Center games. They got a couple athletes. It's really a matter of getting the discipline up front, and unfortunately, they just don't have the numbers and the depth to get a couple of guys to play along that line of scrimmage. They need just a couple of bigger guys and more mobile guys to keep on continuing on that offensive and defensive line.
Yep. Yeah, and exactly. I mean, you can scheme. I mean, sometime a little bit, again, getting it out quick, getting it to the perimeter quick, and letting these guys go to work. But again, as you said, Joe, up front, you need the size, you need to be able to block people, you need to be able to tackle, and you need to be able to plug it up inside. And that's what Brooklyn Center struggled to do tonight.
I think, more than anything, they don't even need to get like a dominant offensive line or anything. They got the kind of tools to work with an offensive line that might just be average, but they got to, stick away from the penalties. You might not have the best blockers in the world. You might not be blowing guys off the line of scrimmage, but don't get false start penalties. Don't get holding penalties. and kind of clean up some of that stuff. Snap the ball to the quarterback cleanly. If you clean up some of that stuff, Brooklyn Center will put some wins in the left-hand column of this season.
You're exactly right.
Out of the shotgun now, Whaley back to pass, looked left, then came back to the right. He's got a receiver, but he runs out of room. And we're going to get a pass interference call, but that ball is actually uncatchable, so it'll be interesting if the referees even stick to their pass interference penalty, because that ball was well out of bounds.
Yep, they do stick to it, and actually, a big difference from college football, from high school football. There is no such thing as uncatchable. I understand that. I understand that one was out of bounds, and all that. It wasn't, but in high school football, they don't look at things as uncatchable, and so if there's bumping or there's a play, they generally call it, even though the receiver couldn't catch it.
And I like that. I don't know why referees should have to judge whether a ball's catchable or not. They gotta watch enough. They gotta watch whether it's a penalty or not.
Exactly.
First down now on that pass interference call. They pitch it right side to Bartow. Bartow cuts back at near the sidelines there, gets down to inside the 10 before he's wrapped up and taken down.
Exactly. So we've seen Brooklyn Center in this similar situation before. Let's see if they can punch this one in now.
Chesakulski on the tackle for Blake. Second down and 7 from the 9. Handoff goes to Carter left side. Carter's got some running room and into the end zone he goes. Touchdown for Brooklyn Center. First offensive touchdown of the night for the Centaurs. And makes it 35-13.
Exactly. A nice play off tackle left. Carter just cut it up inside. So again, like I said, Carter, Beasley, Bartow. That's a great backfield. That's a great running back backfield, and Whaley's not a bad athlete back there either.
And the extra point is good. Let's take a look at that play by Carter.
Taking that line, he kind of cuts it up inside and then cuts it back to the middle. Hangs onto the ball and shuts off a tackle and gets into the end zone. Great job by Carter. Great job by Brooklyn Center bouncing back, battling some cramping issues with Beasley and whatnot. They're able to come back and put one on the board. I'm sure it makes them feel good.
And it's a nice job by Carter, who had the 66-yard run earlier in the possession, to get the credit there at the end by getting that 9-yard touchdown run. And Tyrone Carter showing that they have a third option on offense of dynamic athletes that come out of the backfield for the Centaurs. Well, it'll be interesting here now. A lot of time left on the clock, actually. 7:52 to go. Does Brooklyn Center try the onside kick? I think you do. You owe it to your players to try to win this football game, so you're going to line up here and probably try the onside kick. At least that's what Blake expects.
That's what Blake's expecting here. See if they've worked on it. Sometimes early preseason, you don't always work on stuff like that.
And they're actually going to kick it deep. One back there to get it for Blake. Receives it at the 20-yard line. Takes it straight up the middle. Has some running room. And a nice-looking return here for the Bears. Across the 45-yard line on that return by Devin Levilles. So Blake will take over
and it looks
in pretty good field position.
He's cramping up a little bit as well. But the field position the second half is definitely not what it was in the first half for Blake. They're definitely starting on their side of the 50 like they didn't in the first half.
Yeah, it really changed. Blake trying to figure out who's still in there at the offensive line. Looks like they still have some starters there in their offensive line unit. And a new quarterback into the game for Blake. We'll get his number in a moment. I can't quite see it from here, but definitely a new quarterback. I formation in the backfield, and we'll have a false start here on the Bears.
Number 12, it looks like.
And number 12 will be Johnny Ferguson.
And so
sophomore quarterback for the Bears.
And so, obviously he went with the hard count, tried to draw him off sides a little bit, and he wound up getting his own players to jump off sides. So.
First down at 15 after that false start. Sophomore quarterback Johnny Ferguson under center. High formation in the backfield. Long cadence. Handoff goes to the tape. Alex Santelli hits the hole hard, gets a couple of yards up the right side. Pick up of about 3 yards there on first down. That'll bring up second down and 12 for the Bears.
Yeah, a good run. This quarterback here is probably their JV quarterback, and it looks like he calls the cadence a little different than what Vile did. So his offensive line and receivers having to adjust to how he calls it takes a little bit more time.
High formation now, Ferguson under center. One receiver to each side. Handoff goes again to Santelli, the deep back. And again, gets a couple of yards, but then met by the rest of that Centaurs defense. And on the tackle there for Brooklyn Center was Dylan Gibson.
Exactly, just handoff. So with the clock running, 35-14, Blake is definitely in no hurry. So they're definitely taking their time and using all of that play clock to get their plays off. And it does help Brooklyn Center a little bit because they're able to rest on defense get a little rest in there.
Just over 6 minutes to go in this one. Blake trying to use up as much clock as possible. Third down and 9. They'd really like a first down here, and now they might have used too much clock. Boy, they delay a game there. Called on Blake.
And so now, I'm looking at Brooklyn Center's defense, and it's looking a lot different. It looked like that time Tyrone Carter was up on the line of scrimmage on the defensive line. And so maybe in some of Brooklyn Center's substitutions and different things, they kind of got to throw some people in there to finish it off. And I don't believe Tyrone Carter's a defensive lineman.
No, he actually jumped up earlier and played a little defensive end last possession too, and made a nice little play. I don't think he's normally a defensive end, but lack of numbers. Hey, you want to go out there and play? They let him stand up in his kind of a linebacker position. He makes a big play.
And he makes a huge play just as we're talking about.
James circles him, and there he goes.
Does a great job of getting in there so he can use his quickness and split the gap and make a play on Santilli before he gets going to stop it.
Hey, you know who earned some more playing time the next game for the Centaurs? It's Tyrone Carter, boy.
Exactly, there's no question about it.
What he's done offensively and defensively in the second half, whether you're playing in cleanup duty or not, I mean, he's making a difference. And the Centaurs take a timeout here to stop the clock. And they're down by 21 points. Blake's trying to get out of here with a victory and not too many injuries, and Centaurs have a little bit of an incredible comeback on their minds.
Exactly, and they just want any game you want to finish strong, whether you're ahead or you're behind. You just as a coach you want to finish strong. You don't want to just throw in the towel and say we lost, because those situations, injuries happen and whatnot. So you want to always encourage your kids to play hard.
Well, Tyrone Carter's going to go back to field this punt. And back to punt for Blake is Cheslakowski. Cheslakowski gets this one high into the air. Carter's coming up on it, but he was way too deep to have a chance to field that ball. It'll finally trickle down inside the 25-yard line, down at about the 24 of Brooklyn Center, and that's where they will take over. Chester Whaley and the Brooklyn Center Centaurs back onto the field here for another possession. And one thing if I'm Brooklyn Center, I want to try to put some points on the board and get back into this game, but I want to see my sophomore quarterback start playing a little bit better too as he gets more and more time under his belt.
Yep, exactly. Being a little bit more comfortable in the pocket, finding his receivers and kind of hitting them where they can catch it. Not always firing bullets all the time. Sometimes throwing some finesse Looks like Brooklyn Center having some troubles with personnel, getting the right guys in and out, getting out there on the huddle.
Yeah, they just have a guy who's been playing tackle all game, just kind of forgetting that he's supposed to be in the game.
So we got an empty set here.
Whaley back to pass. Looking down the field. He's got an open receiver. Oh, and it goes through the hands of Justin Flory. Oh, Flory had nothing but 40 yards of brown and green grass ahead of him if he comes down with this ball.
Exactly. It was nice ball, nice pass.
That's a perfect looking pass.
It's a perfect pass. He just didn't connect, but again, it's one of those things. Although you didn't connect, it's a positive play. The guy was open. You know, Whaley threw a nice pass. You know, I'm sure 2 weeks down the road, that pass is completed and they're going for a touchdown.
2nd down and 10 after that incomplete pass. 5:40 to go. Split eye position now. Whaley hands it off in the backfield to Bartow. Bartow finds some running room. I don't know how. He gets away from about 4 different Bear defenders and then finally is taken down just past the 30-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards on 2nd down.
Yep, he's still on his feet. Looks like he's kind of cramping up a little bit. But, you know, Bartow, he makes those jump cuts kind of a little Barry Sanders-esque, I guess. Stays on his feet, and it takes multiple guys to bring him down.
3rd down and 4 upcoming for the Centaurs as we approach 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. One receiver to each side. Broken eye formation. Whaley lost the football right off the bat. He pitched it to nobody as Bartow ran the opposite direction, but it's so interesting. I mean, he pitched it without looking. And that ball might have even went off the fullback. I'll have to see a replay to even see what happened with that football, but Whaley and Bartow turned opposite directions, and I think Whaley had the call right. His offensive line looked to be blocking that way, and Bartow was off on an island the other way. Well, no, I think actually the ball got caught up with the fullback.
Well, it was a quick trap handoff. It looked like it was kind of the first one they
take the ball maybe?
done on the night. He got it. And looked like he fumbled it.
Okay, that's what happened.
I think he fumbled it, and then one of the offensive linemen recovered it. So,
well, unfortunate turnover for the Centaurs as they give the ball back to Blake. 4th turnover of the night for the Centaurs now. Two interceptions, 2 fumbles lost. And here comes a big play by the Blake Bears. As on 1st down and 10, they pick up a big chunk of yardage there by Santelli.
You know, Santelli's done a great job. This is his play. You know, he kind of pitches it out there, kind of that, not really a sweep, but they pitch it out there and then he cuts it up and gets up in the alley and gets some yards.
Picked up 21 yards on that one. Santelli's yards continue to climb in this game. Well, Blake would like to punch one in here with this 2nd offensive unit, that's for sure.
Exactly. You know, even the 2nd unit likes to score once in a while.
Johnny Ferguson under center. Santelli the deep back in the backfield. They fake the pitch. Here comes Ferguson on the keeper. He's being run down, gets away from 2 Centaur defenders, then he's tackled on a leaping tackle there by Reitzma. But Ferguson showed a little bit of quickness to get to the outside and get the edge.
Exactly, he was able to get out there. You know, he had the big defensive lineman bearing down on him, and it looked like he was running scared there for a little while, but he was able to get away and get out. Kind of a design fake pitch quarterback sweep.
Javante Blackman couldn't catch him. Nearly had him in the backfield for a loss. A pitch goes right side to Santelli. He runs for his life, and he can't get away from the sliding tackle of Patrick Reitzma.
You know that, Brooklyn Center has done a pretty good job of getting into the backfield. Their defensive ends both have done a pretty good job of getting into the backfield. They just haven't always made the play. That time they were able to, finish the play and make the tackle in the backfield. They do more of that, their defense can look a whole lot better.
Under 3 minutes to go now. 3rd down and 13 from the Centaur 16-yard line. They'll send the tight end in motion, I formation, and the fumble snap by Ferguson picks it back up, gets away from 2 different Centaur players, then he's tripped up for a short loss. As Ferguson had that play broken from the get-go and made the most of what he could of it.
Make the most of what he could. So here Brooklyn Center holds, has a good, again, trying to find positives out of a 35-14 victory. Defeat. Brooklyn Center, they got a 4th down here, forcing a field goal. It looks like OCK is going to come back in and attempt this one. He attempted a 50-yarder at the end of half.
This will be a 35-yarder for OCK. Oh, it goes off the right post.
And it's off the upright, so he definitely had the leg. There's no question about it. On the 50-yarder, he was about good from 45, so he came up 5 yards short that time, right off the right upright.
That one had the distance, no question about it. So Blake fails to get on the board here with that second offensive unit.
So now Brooklyn Center takes over. Let's see if we're going to get some more Tyrone Carter here, who's had a good second half.
Whaley stays in the game as quarterback of the Centaurs, out of the shotgun.
Looks like they're shorter back. Some movement on Blake, moves the ball up.
Offsides on Blake. 5-yard penalty on the defense. 1st and 5 now. Whaley handles the short snap, looks downfield, going deep. And he underthrows his receiver, and it's intercepted. Second interception of the game by... I was going to say second interception of the game. Yep, it is the second interception of the game by Stuart Hesdorfer. That's his second one, playing cornerback on that far side.
Exactly, and Whaley again shows off his arm, throws a nice ball, comes up short, but at some point, your receivers got to help you out a little bit. Got to come back to the ball, make a play. Sometimes your receivers got to become a defender and knock the ball away.
And I think one thing we talked about earlier too, just a quicker release, his receiver was well open early on. Throw that earlier, his receiver gets to run underneath it,
Yep, exactly.
If your receiver's got the edge and speed, you might be able to pull that trigger earlier.
Yep, throw it earlier and get some air under it, and he can run underneath it.
3rd pick of the game thrown by Whaley. 5th turnover of the game on the Centaurs offense as Blake takes over now. 1:35 to go. It should just be 3 more plays here for this Blake offense as they hand it off to Santelli. Gets the running room right side. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards on that carry.
Exactly. So now they're just kind of getting it out. You got to, almost a minute to go here. So they're just trying to get out. There'll be a few handoffs here, but Brooklyn Center, does have some bright spots. Like you said, we've talked about it all day with the athletes they have. They're able to get in space. They're just a couple bodies short up front.
See what's upcoming on the schedule for both of these teams. Next week, the Centaurs go on the road. Really 3 games in a row. At Minnehaha Academy, then at Breck, and then at Spectrum. Spectrum, a charter school out of Elk River. Before they come home against St. Anthony Village, Concordia, Academy of Roseville. Then they play at New Life and finish up against St. Agnes. 3rd down and 9 now, as the Blake will just pretty much lose some yards there, let time run out there as time's going to come to an end. For the Blake Bears, they go to 1-0. They'll play at St. Anthony Village next week before being really tested in 2 weeks against St. Croix Lutheran.
Yes.
Well, for Blake, they showed that they have some weapons. They have a pretty good offensive line and defensive line up front, and they got a couple of weapons as well offensively. And you know that things are only going to get better for the Bears as they continue to get some good quarterback play out of Vile. That was his first high school football game, and he did a pretty good job there for the Bears.
Exactly, and I think, Marcus Berg comes out, after a great season last year, over 1,200 yards, comes out with a good, probably, almost 200-yard performance maybe today. Probably
168 without touching the ball in the fourth quarter.
168 without touching the fourth quarter. So he has a good first game of the senior year campaign.
So there you have it. The Blake Bears victorious here tonight in Brooklyn Center over the Centaurs, 35-14. Well, for our entire crew here at Channel 12 Sports, we thank you for watching. For James Fassett, I'm Joe Moline. Thanks for watching 12 Sports.